hard, they hate it, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball, I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say, I got them picking up the pieces. That me, you really playing with your life, I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitted for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing. Keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big and right. Cause it can get big and right. Cause it can get big and right. Ay, please don't play no games with me, I promise I'm too much. Ay, I can never let up even if you had enough. Ay, this ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough. I had enough, it ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to beat in submission with no intermission. I see the collision, the crash in the distance, they coming off track, no. Now when they ask what's the motive, don't talk about the show them. They all about to see what I mean in the moment. I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and they're keeping it rolling, they already know. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing. Keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get big and right. Cause it can get big and right. Cause it can get big and right.
All right. What's good, the ATP? What's going on here? My phone is ringing on me right now. Hello to everybody in the building. I'm getting situated, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. What's goody, ATP? So much to talk about today. Shout out to everybody. Happy Martin Luther King Day. If that's the thing, you know what I mean? I don't know how you guys celebrate it. If you guys are barbecuing, hanging out with the family, you know what I mean? Salute to, you know, the memory of Martin Luther King, man. And however you celebrate that day, right? But happy to be here this Monday morning, man. I had this coming. I'm a little excited. I'm calming myself down a little bit earlier. I had an opportunity to do a little makeshift interview, you can say. Shout out to Boxing Voice. Shout out to Ness over there in the Boxing Voice, always providing a lane for me to come up there and build with the masses. But had an opportunity to talk to Julian Rodriguez. If you guys aren't familiar with Julian Rodriguez, he used to be with MVP. You guys remember that great fight he had last year with Avius Griffin. He stopped Avius Griffin in a final round. It was an amazing fight. And you know, trying to build off that momentum. More importantly, I think Julian Rodriguez, if you guys don't know, is one of the new boxers, the newest contracted fighters under the Zuffa Boxing platform. So that was a great opportunity to speak to Julian Rodriguez and get just some insider type information, not insider information, so like that, but on the ground information of how the process of working with Zuffa Boxing is, what he's expecting out of it, the amenities he's getting out of it, you know, and also just gauging and checking the temperature of how he feels about his new situation. And guys, he was very excited. He was very excited about the situation. We'll look over the interview later on in the show for sure, or the conversation that I was having with Julian Rodriguez. We'll all watch it together and see him give some perspective on what's going on there with Zuffa Boxing. So guys, it is fight week, Monday. It is Monday Fun Day. It is fight week. Of course, one of the big weekends going in. We do have Zuffa Boxing on Friday. That's going to be debuting their show. But of course, on Saturday, we have the big show, the big fight between Andy Cruz and Raymond Muratalla. This one for the IBF 135-pound championship, a division that looks like it's gathering itself up, right? Guys, you know, I think the judgment is in, if I'm correct. Gervonta Tank Davis is at a minimum no longer the active WBA champion. He may be in recess or he may be stripped completely. I'm not too sure how that's working out. But from what I understand, he's definitely not being looked at as a WBA champion right now. So we'll see how the WBA figures that out. You got to figure Floyd Schofield Jr. is going to be part of that conversation. And if I had to take a wild guess, probably Lucas Body, right? Probably fighting for a vacant belt. That being said, we have a whole new generation of champions and fighters that are going to be taking the helm at 135 pounds. So, you know, we'll see how that paints out. We'll talk about it. We've been talking about this, right, guys? Ever since the situation with Gervonta Tank Davis rolled out, to be honest with you, ever since Gervonta Tank Davis was talking about fighting Jake Paul, I was already speaking to you guys about what? Champion in recess. You know, what does he do with that title? If he's not going to defend the title at 135 pounds, and what should we look forward to next? Because boxing has to continue moving, right? So this last situation that he just got into, as far as the personal issues he's dealing with, as far as warrants out for his arrest and judgments and potential domestic violence issues are concerned, looks like it was enough for the WBA to push that across the line. And it looks like Tank may not be the WBA champion right now. In what capacity, I'm not fully aware of. Like I said, he can be in recess or he can be completely stripped. I'm not too sure how they're going to deal with it, right? So we'll watch as that develops. But this fight right here this weekend between Andy Cruz and Raymond Muratalla just magnifies even more, right? Shakur Stevenson the following week fighting against TEOFIMO Shakur for a 140-pound WBO lineal championship. But Shakur has campaigned that his plan was he's coming back to 135. So when if we're taking him on his word, when he comes back to 135 pounds into that division, to the lightweight division, the whole landscape should be different at that point. I mean, unifications become way more possible, big fights, opportunities for him to add to his legacy. And you know, he has the backing now, the money behind him. So that paints a whole new picture for 135 pounds. We'll talk about that fight. We'll talk about some of the fights on the undercard of the Andy Cruz card. We got the return of Israel Madrimov on that card. We've got Khalil Cole fighting Jesse Hart on that undercard. We got a couple of decent fights on that card that we'll be talking about as well. Derrick James and Brian Norman Jr. I want to dive into that a little bit more myself as well. We talked about obviously Brian Norman Jr. going his different ways with his father. And, you know, we've seen his father moving. You know, it's been a messy situation with the Normans, but at least with the whole Derrick James rumor, I'm not sure if that's been solidified as a fact, but we'll talk about that combination of fighters. We'll talk about the Julian Rodriguez interview. We also got to talk about Ryan Garcia and Henry Garcia coming back together now. That Henry Garcia will be Ryan Garcia's trainer in this upcoming fight against Mario Barrios. How do we feel about that? Is this a good move? Ryan Garcia is somebody who's run through trainers like a whore runs through Johns on Atlantic in Atlantic City. Is this what he was missing? Did he need to get back to the roots? Is this going to answer the questions for Ryan Garcia, or is this worst case scenario for him? Does this compound his issues? And, you know, at the end of the day, how serious is Ryan Garcia about boxing at this point? You know, I mean, is he taking his last hurrah and just kind of keeping the money in-house so he can, you know, sail off into the sunset and get as much money as he can? Or is he very serious about campaigning back in boxing and becoming a champion and being part of the big conversation at 147 pounds, right? Salute to everybody who is in the building. Of course, as you're stepping in, I'm going to remind you guys, hit the like button, help the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't waste another moment. Go ahead and do that. Shout out to the new subscribers to the channel. Today on the Boxing Voice, I had a couple of new subscribers in there, so I appreciate you guys for coming over. If you're in the chat right now, we're probably going to open the lines up a little bit later as well. I'm also thinking about doing a little bit of an open panel because I do have some conversations that I want to have, that I want to get the community involved in. I told you guys for 2026, that's what it's all about this year. A lot more communicating, a lot more building with the communicating, a lot more communicating with the people in the community, excuse me, right? A lot more interaction, right? A lot more interaction with the space. So guys, hang out for a little bit, and we're probably going to open up the platform a little bit later. That being said, I'm going to bring up my guy, Ray M. Effin Davis in the building. Yeah. What's good, fam? What's good, fam?
What's good, Clay?
Man, we good, man. We outside. We trying to be like you, man. Trying to be like you, man.
Trying to be like me, man.
Yeah, man.
Listen, man. You don't want to be like me. I'm the wrong place to be like.
Oh, man. Well, I guess that's another conversation, huh?
Nah. I'm a good dude, bro. I'm a good dude.
No doubt,
bro. I stopped doing that. Now I'm just messing with you.
Sure, man.
I'm a workaholic, man. I'm a workaholic and a father. That's it. And a husband.
As long as you can, you should, right? They say do it while you can, so you don't have to when you can't. So
exactly.
That's what the saying goes, right? A lot of things developing this week, right? A lot of things developing this week. Over the past week, information coming out. Jermell Charlo, just to keep it light. So yeah, I don't know, these PBC fighters, these Golden Boy fighters, they want out of their situations. They want into some money. They want into some opportunities, as Jermell Charlo seems to be, letting Virgil know, letting Boots know, like, I'm available. And my question is, do they still need to call Al? If they're is he telling them to call Al? Is that what he's saying? Or is he just
so funny, right?
Is he kind of handling his own business now? What's going on? He's kind of going rogue a little bit, right? Jamel, what you doing?
I think the writing's on the wall, man. I think their last great hope didn't already sell shit in Benavidez.
Hold on, Queen Nick. I was cutting up. I was having a good time. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Shout out to the Queens, to Nick J. The Queens. But I was cutting up bad, man. I was, man. You know something, Queen? This Gervonta Tank Davis situation has been such a roller coaster ride. This whole entire past 2 to 3 years with Gervonta Tank Davis has been such a roller coaster ride. And I try to emphasize to everybody that it isn't about kicking Gervonta Tank Davis's back end at all. I wish him the best. I really want him to figure that out. But the fans of Gervonta Tank Davis have been atrocious for the past 2 or 3 years.
Toxic energy.
Toxic. And so, yeah, man, there is a little bit of pettiness in my approach to the conversation now, because I mean, what a disappointment from a fan base that was pushing whatever narratives they were for all these years, and down to the point of Gervonta Tank Davis confronting his own fans, calling them soft and just telling them to just be fans and not giving them fights, and for it to culminate to this point, for the end point to be this situation, the warrants, the fugitive energy, the belt being stripped. And then when you look at, I posted up something on my Instagram yesterday that somebody else posted up, showing like all of his accomplishments in comparison to his peers. Obviously his peers being Teofimo, Shakur, Devin, Lomachenko, those guys. He's accomplished like absolutely nothing. He's done absolutely nothing with that talent he has, with the skill set he brings in, with all these years, with all the arguing back and forth of just trying to get him into one of those fights. And for it to be looking like, at least on the surface level, that is ending like this, yeah, there's a petty bone in me that I can't help but I might take a shot here.
Bruce, he might kick it.
I think he's a victim. Like, he might be catching the strays, because it's not at him once again. It's the fans. That's all. But go ahead, Ray.
Of course. That's what I said. Bruce Lee kick.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Take that.
I hit Tank by accident, but I'm really trying to hit the people behind him.
Right.
Like, oh, my bad, Tank. I'm trying to get
I know what you did.
They throw a punch and then they put you in front of them like this.
Right. But you had the water bump, the gun machine at the amusement park. You know what I mean?
The music part. Yeah, I gotta get to them. So you might
just so happen to be the guy giving you the tokens, but you hit him because he was standing in front of balloons. I mean, I got it.
Like Tank fans. Tank fans are like Hamas.
Listen, man. Yo, that's crazy, Clay. Come on, man. They're
using their
people. I don't want to go political ways. I'm gonna say I think it's a human shield, but it's okay. We'll see at the end. Anyway, let's get
Tank fans are building up. They have all in Tank's house. They got underground fortresses, and they're pacing their situations under the children's hospitals and the libraries. And it looks like I'm shooting Tank, but I'm really trying to get at those damn fans. Go ahead.
I got you, bro. Yeah, man. So Jermell Charlo, man, just another name on the target board, right? With us speaking about the PBC not being able to facilitate fights, these guys getting tired of sitting, not able to get in the ring, and the crazy part is that really stunned me about Jermell Charlo is all the shit he talked about Terrence Crawford. Where was he 2 years ago? Where was he last year? Why all of a sudden that you want to come back in the media and you want to fight Boots or Virgil?
Because he was confident.
Right.
He was given a story, Ray, that if he was patient, the PBC was going to figure it out. Go ahead and take your vacation. The big paydays are coming. We're negotiating with Amazon. We're going to figure this out. And he sat back in his confident space, which was in the back of a Rolls Royce SUV being driven around, that he knew what it was going to be and that he didn't lose his A side, that he was still the A side, even though he was coming up off of a loss. But you know, as the Instagram and social media would show, all of a sudden he's becoming way more active now, right? It was Terrence, but Terrence isn't there anymore. But so now it's Virgil or Boots, anybody at this point. I want to get some big fights in while I'm in my prime, while I'm at my athletic prime. I want to still take advantage of my skills. I want to get some money, and I'm not hearing anything on my side from the people who are running the show for me. So let me put some feelers out there and put some ideas in people's minds about what's possible.
But I mean, it's just like he's just jumping ahead of the line now. Does deservingly so, him being a champion in recess and multiple sanctions, does it make sense for him to go after those two or go after the belt? Like, I mean, that's where I'm at with this, because I know what it is. It's not the belt, it's the money. Because he wouldn't have chose one of those two if it wasn't for the bread. Because if it was just for him to go get his titles back and force them to come get him, he could be the A side. He can make the bigger dollar. He can a lot of things he can control, but he chooses not to. He chooses just to go right into the monkey pit. Excuse my language for saying that, but he chooses to go there. We'll say alligator pit. Let's switch it up. And play with the gators, bro, instead of going to the top of the mountain and saying, I ain't got to do all that. Y'all got to climb up here. You dig? It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he's seen an opportunity. He's seen the window. He sees Virgil Ortiz going through what he's going through, trying to negotiate this fight with Jerome Butenis and Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar did mention, of course, that Golden Boy and the PBC would be working a lot closer with each other, and that there were going to be some big opportunities. So maybe he's seeing that as a sign, as let's start selling one of these fights. And this could be, you know, Virgil, this could be Oscar De La Hoya's answer as well to Virgil, to say, if the Boots fight don't happen, I can still get you the Jermell Charlo fight. You know what I'm saying? I can still make that fight happen for you. We're in agreement with the PBC. So I do have a big fight for you. Maybe it won't be Errol, but it could be Jermell Charlo. Maybe that's something he's keeping in his back pocket as some sort of leverage to bring to the table to convince Virgil Ortiz to sit still and stand down and continue to ride this out with Golden Boy, right?
Yeah, he needs to do something, bro. And we don't even know what's going on with Golden Boy. I mean, it looks like all these boys in trouble, bro. American boxing in trouble. I hate to say it.
Well, I don't think it is. I don't think they're in trouble. I think American boxing promoters are in trouble.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay. You know all right, we can say that. We can say that.
Right? I think American boxing, as far as the boxers, are excited about the possibilities right now. They expect. I just talked to Julian Rodriguez today on Nessa's show, right? And we're going to watch that. Matter of fact, I might put it up right now, to be honest with you. But I was just talking to him, and you can't tell him different. You can't tell him he ain't in the best place in his life, that this Zuffa boxing deal isn't the best thing since sliced bread. And, you know, of course, I'm talking to him, so I'm asking him all those crazy questions, you know, about the nutrition, about the amenities, about the activity. You know, like he said, man, I got 3 fights. I know for a fact I'm fighting this year. I know my dates and everything. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about AB's Griffin, you know, telling everybody in the world that he turned down $90,000. You know what I'm saying, to rematch him. And he said, he told Avius Griffin, that's kid money. I'm getting, you know, he said 3 times the amount of money. You know what I'm saying? To advise with you, that's low money. That's little money. You know what I'm saying? And he talks about negotiation of the contract, that not everybody's getting the same deal, that his team, his managers are still in place. There's still a negotiation happening, and he's getting the way he's getting paid. He is definitely making more money now than he was underneath that MVP promotions contract. And he's excited. He's talking about moving to Vegas. I mean, I'm gonna play it in a minute, but yeah, fighters today are excited. The Keyshawn Davises of the world, the Abdullah Masons, the Bruce Shushu Carringtons, the up and coming fighters see something that they didn't see before, which is an opportunity, and optimistic about what that's going to look like and what that can turn into for them. You know what I mean?
I respect that, Nick J. I mean, I still think he never lost his belt, so I agree with you. It's just the fact that if you're there and these guys are the competitors and you are the champion recess or the top of the mountain, right? Why are you going down? As Clay would say, why are you taking the high risk, low reward instead of taking the reward and making them come up and take the risk? That's what it all comes to, right? So at the end of the day, yeah, you're right. Why would you go back down there and fight? But I don't know. I mean, if you need a big win to reclaim your stakes, then you ain't who you say you are. In my opinion.
Well, no, what it is, Ray, is the business of boxing is not favorable to him right now.
Oh, we know that.
He can get fights. He's Jermell Charlo. If he wants to get a fight, if he wants to take a position, all of that is possible. The reality is what's holding him up is money, because he made so much money fighting against Canelo Alvarez.
Right.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price, and nobody's willing to meet him there. Nobody's willing to talk to him like that no more. Nobody's willing to talk to Errol like that anymore. Nobody's willing to talk to these fighters like that anymore, because PBC just doesn't have the same access to those opportunities as they did before they left Showtime.
I agree.
That's what it is from my point of view, right? I could be wrong.
No, I agree with that.
That's why I see it.
No, I think you're on the money. And I even said that in the negotiations where the $7 million came from with Virgil. I said the same thing. I'm like, why is it okay if somebody feels their worth is this? If we were all for Bud going to get his money, and I said a lot of you weren't, include, some Earl Spence fans was against it, but y'all were already, either for or against Bud getting his money, but now you're against Virgil getting his money. I'm like, bro, if that's what he feels he's worth, then let him go get it. But I like I said, that's a whole nother conversation. But I just think that it's just to say the least that, listen, man, we know what it is, man. The writing's on the wall. It's been on the wall for a long time. And these guys don't know how to, like, their business models have failed. They have failed the fans. And it's not only the fans are failing, they're failing the athletes. The athletes over there are not getting their representation perfect, like the way they should. And it kind of hurts the game, man. And that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, Zuffa may be where it's at, right? We got Eddie Hearn making he's damn near Bigfoot right now in the United States, bro. He's just walking over everything, bro. He didn't give a damn. And he's successful right here. Why? Because of the backing of Turkey, because of him being able to bring his guys over, for him to bring the Americans over there. Like, he's making moves to keep these guys, and they're satisfied. And nobody said they hate him, right? As much as he took fighters away from certain platforms and signed deals, people were very hesitant to say, oh, we like this guy or don't like this guy. He wasn't giving Andrade the fights. Was it really Andrade he wasn't giving the fights to? Or was Andrade looking for certain fights only? Well, Canelo Alvarez has stayed out the ring. Or who was it? Or Triple G. You know what I mean? Do we really know? Was he just looking for that payday? And Eddie was like, look, we're not getting that fight right now. You need to do this. And he stayed out the ring. So we have to all look at what's going on. And if Jermell Charlo's looking to get a fight and he's calling out these promoters over there, Golden Boy and Eddie Hearn, to say, hey, put me on your ticket, I'm okay with that. I just think it's a laughing situation, because we've been telling you, and now your fighters are telling you. So, quote unquote,
yeah, I mean, the fighters are always going to be in it for their interests had to be addressed. You know what I mean? They had interest, and anybody has interest, self-interest, and it just doesn't seem like that situation with the PBC. I don't know what's going on over there. You know what I mean? But once again, even Showbiz, I think, just posted up a video asking about the whereabouts of the PBC and the fighters, and more importantly, the up-and-coming fighters. Where is the future of the PBC? Why are the fighters that are being promoted every time we do hear about the PBC seem to be the fighters that are long in the tooth? You know what I mean? Why are we trying to bring back Errol Spence to fight? Why is Sebastian Fundora got to fight Keith Thurman right now? Why is Manny Pacquiao back? Right? Why is Gervonta Tank Davis on my fight Manny Pacquiao? Where is the other generation? Where are the new fighters? Where is the future of the PBC? And And I think that's a legitimate question for anybody to ask at this point. And anybody who's pushing back at that is just living in a delusional space. We were obviously asking about it very early, and I told everybody it was early, right? But I just was seeing the writing on the wall. But I gave them that. Okay, you're right. It's early. They can do a lot. But at this point, yeah, that part, right?
Let's ask the question we asked 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Who have they signed?
Well, not only that, who have they signed, but does anybody have it? At this point, do we have an answer? Does the BBC have a budget from AMIDST?
We know the answer to that.
Well, that we weren't allowed to ask that before, right? We were asking that question before. We were getting destroyed, right? Do they have a budget? You already started. You see? Okay, bro. I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to put on these fights. You know what I'm saying?
Man, time will tell, right? Wasn't that my answer?
Yeah, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So Jermell Charlo, seemingly interested in potentially venturing out of his comfort zone now. He seems more open-minded to making a big fight with the VERGIL Ortizes, who's not even a champion, or even a Jerome Boots Ennis right now. And so to me, he's trying to get inside of the wave. Whatever the wave is, he's trying to be part of that wave. Shout out to the Schofields. I saw Kid Austin, or his social media at least, posting up. Did you see that? What he said on there? Let me pull it up what he said. Let me pull up what he said. I think I sent.
I don't follow them nowhere because they're annoying. Sorry.
I follow. I like to watch Kid Austin in the gym doing his thing, man.
I used to rock with Kid Austin, man, but his dad just made me hand the chip, bro.
Let me see here if I sent it here. 1 second here. I think I got it right here. Hold on. All of a sudden, is this it? Oh, that's Ezra. No, that's John. Is it this one? No, this is the shit was talking about. No, let me find it. Hold on, I'm gonna find it right now. Where is the T? Did I send it on? Maybe I sent it on a text thread. And boom, and here it is right here. So right here, this is on Kid Austin's hold on, let me see if I can get it to
just pull. You might have to hit your autofocus button, or you got it. All right. Can't see the words though.
Damn.
Just send it to me. I'll put it in the present box. Send it to me.
All right, I'll send it. So uncooperative. Let me read it though. It says, Kid Austin says, I hope Mr. Turkey can forgive and we put on great fights for the boxing fans. I believe the kid and Abdullah Mason fight would be major. And you know that's a father, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he writes, what do you think, Ring Magazine? I thought Mason wanted all the smoke. So for somebody who didn't need nobody, who just got a $5 million deal with their company, with Golden Boy Promotions, the company that's representing them, and who was never leave San Antonio. If you remember, we're never going to fight in Riyadh. We're never going to fight. You know what I'm saying? Completely, these guys are going after the Ali Act. They're trying to do all this. They're trying to do all that. But here you are posting on your social media calling, I hope Mr. Turkey can forgive. Forgive what? I thought you did absolutely nothing. I thought you were the victim here. What did they got to forgive? What happened, Ray? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Walaikum salam, bro. Yes. Yeah, you didn't do nothing. I told
you. My God, Fly Frequency was good, family. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about that? That was very respectful of Floyd Sr., right? Very respectful of him. You can't never spit in the eye of respect, right? You got to always acknowledge respect, right?
Listen, man, the dude is a hilarious one. He's a funny one, man. I'm about to put the headset on.
So look at my guy, Angelo Reyes boxing in the building. It's fight week, baby. What's good with you?
Yeah, no, first of all, I just want to say, guys, happy Monday, happy MLK. Yep. And happy birthday to my mom, who we just did her nice little cake and gave her gift. She's very happy. If you guys are blessed enough to still be able to spend time with your moms and you know, I'm a mama's boy, Clay. I've never lied about this. I'm a mama's boy big time. I'm the oldest of the family, and any chance I get, especially with what we've been through the last few years with me dealing with what I'm dealing with, my wife dealing with the cancer, and then you know, my mom's been strong throughout that whole time. So it was just nice. It's always nice to see her happy. She was very, if you guys want to know a trick about any of your moms that are 70 or above, they do like purses, but you got to go spend some coin on the purse, man. Don't be cheap, right? So we got her a nice little Michael Kors edition from the factory. You know, it was all nice and settled. She was very surprised, very happy. So yeah, no, it was just great. Happy birthdays to
happy birthday to Mama Reyes, man. For
yes,
sure, man.
Yes,
yeah,
no.
Mama Reyes, man. Yeah. Another one knocked out. Another year knocked down, man.
Yep.
And I see her dancing when you see her in the video of the dancing competition. She's not just a regular mama. She's not just hanging around just being an old mama. She's like active. Like she got the she's over there with the young bulls. You know what I'm saying? Getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Like score me. Like
right,
competing, like not just regular, you know, we getting in on the highest level.
Yeah, no. It's funny, Clay, because we did the right before I jumped on the show, she was just leaving for her ballroom dancing practice because there's I was telling you there. So the pinnacle, like the Super Bowl of it, you have to go all the way to the UK, bro, in Blackpool, and that's what she's getting ready for this year. So hopefully she can make it. But yeah, she was just in Chicago winning all them damn first place medals, you know, so she's the champ, man. She's like Jaya Pataya, bro. She's like the best in her division.
Right. For sure, man.
Yeah.
No doubt. So, Ray, did you get that text, by the way? I sent it over to you.
Oh, yeah. Let me take a look.
Yeah, you can take a look at it. I don't know if you know how to get on there, but we're just talking about, we were talking light right now. We weren't getting that deep into it, but we talked about Jermell Charlo a little bit, showing interest all of a sudden and making the Virgil Ortiz, Jaron Boots Ennis fight. And, you know, like, wow, he's all open now, right? He's you know,
let me ask you this question, Clay. Is he open like I'll take less than $10 million open, or is he just okay? All right.
He got to be at, and more importantly, my thing is, I don't remember the last time I've seen Jermell Charlo or any of these PBC fighters call out fighters for fights. They usually hang back and, you know what I'm saying? They don't care. They're going to make it anyway. They wait for Al to bring the fight to him. So to see Jermell Charlo communicate that in that way, the first time obviously was with Terrence Crawford when he had just come up the Canelo Alvarez fight. But now it's Jaron Boots and Virgil Ortiz. And then we see a video circulating on Jermell Charlo working out. You know, I'm talking about he's spending $5,000 a week on sparring partners. You know what I'm saying? So he's, you know, obviously he's trying to sell the idea that he's either getting ready to do something or he is ready to do something. But once again, no fight announcement, right? No announcement. We thought we heard a little bit of a rumor of a Caleb Plant, Jermell Charlo fight happening, but those dates completely got extinguished because it was supposed to be on the 31st. Now we don't know what date that's rolling out. And I'm just noticing that a lot of fighters with these major promoters seem to be, you know, looking for opportunity where they can find it. I mean, I sent you a picture like that with Schofield, right?
Yeah. No, and shout out to you. And speaking of fighters and opportunities, if you guys missed it, hopefully we get a chance to show it today. But great job, brother, on that interview with Julian Rodriguez. I felt that one. You were asking all the correct qualifying questions, and you made him feel comfortable. Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't get the finish. I didn't get the. Yeah, I don't know what I did is I extended it for a little bit longer. Okay. And but what I liked is how you led him into being able to be comfortable enough. And you know, full disclosure, well, if we get a chance to, we'd like to show that today because I think it's a fantastic interview of you doing that. But we will also have a special guest this week at some point that we'll be bringing on to talk about further said things. Right.
But
yeah, it was great, Clay. You did a really good job, and you could feel it from Julian Rodriguez how excited he is to fight this Friday, how excited he is to be here in Vegas, how excited he is to have the stage at the Meta Apex. You know, that's a Zuckerberg. Like, think about it this way. For all of you guys who are complaining, oh, well, it's only got like less than 500 seats. Yeah, but one of those seats is for Mark Zuckerberg, who owns, you know, Meta. I mean, come on, man. You know, you know, it's a very big opportunity. So, like you said about Jamal, it's Jamal Charlo that wants to fight Boots.
Jamel.
Jamel. It's Jamel that wants to fight
okay.
Boots. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm sure everybody.
Virgil, either one.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody's trying to get that opportunity now. But when we speak about Virgil, bro, and this lawsuit, it's feeling pretty real. And he might have a pretty good case of getting out of that contract.
It's 100% real, Reyes, because at the end of the day, if this deal doesn't get renewed, if they don't renew this deal with the zone, they are breaching a part of the contract that Virgil can use to opt out of it, right? It is what it is. But what do you think about this post right here with Kid Austin? Right here, it's on the screen right here.
Yeah. I mean, it's bending the knee.
I mean, isn't that coming from Schofield Sr., who completely was like, we don't need that. They tried to offer us something before, the arrogance. But I mean, the language, right? And you got to give respect to the respect. We always respect the respect, right? So we don't want to laugh or smear it in nobody's face. But I hope Mr. Turkey, first of all, the Mr. is when you get to call him, that's a sign of respect right there. Mr. Turkey can forgive. Well, I thought you did nothing. What is there to forgive?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
You're the one who got poisoned. You're the one who got taken advantage of. You're the one, you know what I mean, where the cards are stacked up again. So you want forgiveness now. And why? Because and we can put on the great fight. But I thought Golden Boy was going to put on the great fights.
Right.
Great fights coming with. What do you need him to put on a great fight for? For the boxing fans? For us? Oh, thank you, Mr. Schofield. You know, taking us into consideration. And then he says, I believe the kid, and that's how you know it's not Kid Austin doing this post, that it's Schofield Sr., right? I believe the kid and Abdullah Mason fight would be major. You think? What about when we offered you $1 million to fight him last year and you tried to paint the picture that you accepted the fight and that they're the ones who didn't take the fight? I thought that was anyway. What do you think, Ring Magazine? Ring Magazine? You want Ring? You're getting Ring Magazine involved in this now too?
Right.
I thought Mason wanted all the smoke. Oh, so you do admit that he did want the smoke before, right? So now you're back at the table, you're back into negotiating, and you're humbling yourself, bending the knee after you've done all of these antics and all these charades that you've done. You're back to the table, being humble and asking for another opportunity. Am I bugging?
Nope. No, not at all, bro. And in fact, do you notice that here we are? We're in the third week of January, and no DAZN deal for Golden Boy. They just did that one-off card, which was, you could really see a lot of the young talents. But who got to watch that, right? Nobody got to really know even that. Yeah, and see what I mean? And Ray's a hardcore. Like that, hardcore fans barely watched it, right? And it was great content. So we're not going to shit on the content. It was great to see. But the difference between that card this past Friday and the one that you're about to see this Friday is Paramount Plus, tons of commercials, tons of marketing. And if you didn't know who an Omar Trinidad was or a Julian Rodriguez, you're about to find out. But more importantly, a whole lot of NFL viewers, American casual fan viewers are going to get to go, oh, boxing's back, right? And that is one of the biggest offers. So I feel like this is part of whether it's Schofield Sr. or whoever, part of them going, damn, man, we got no avenue to go anywhere with Golden Boy. We got to either get Turkey to say yes or somebody to take it.
And this is why I was saying that $5 million he was asking for, or $10 million, right, was a buyback to get out of his contract, give that money back to Oscar so he could move forward. A lot of people thought it was like, oh, he's begging for money because he wants, you know what I mean, he's taking a high risk. No, he wanted to get out that contract. He wanted to give him that money back. There's probably some incentive on that contract too, which would probably be lawyer fees or whatever the case. So he's probably paying more than what his fancy pants can muster, right? So he probably would have been walking out with like $2 million after all that said and done to Oscar. With that being said is we see the writing on the wall. Again, this is why when I said to Clay earlier, and I'm glad you corrected it and said that American promoters are in trouble, right? This is exactly why, because we see Top Rank talking about they might be closing doors. Like that's another thing that's going crazy, right? So they're going to link up with somebody. I mean, shout out to Jake Paul because, you know, he got into the game late and he was doing his thing, but you're seeing people jump ship from there. Like,
yep.
Yo, it's really becoming a one-sided battle right now. And Zuffa seems to be writing the right checks and talking the right way and having people looking this like this is the place to be, and then you have everything else overseas.
With Julian Rodriguez spoke on when he speaks on the whole entire thing with Zuffa, it's more than money, right? It's a whole lot more than money. It's a future. It's brand,
training facilities.
Right.
And, oh my goodness!
It's a branding. It's an opportunity to be active. It's fighting multiple times a year. It's so many different things that these American promoters that are here in the States and promoters just in general are now going to have to compete with in the open market or the free market competition. About it. It makes everything better. It makes everybody get back on their game. HLD in the building with the $2 says 12 more days before we told everybody. It's the takeover. Yeah, big fight, man. Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, so close, man. And you can feel the tension in the air. Everybody's wondering and questioning. The fans of Teofimo Lopez, very excited for Teofimo Lopez to show and prove what they've been trying to tell the whole world for years about who he is. He finally gets an opportunity, and of course, Shakur Stevenson gets his opportunity to be in a crazy fight here. HLD says Golden Boy Promotions is in active talks now to renew with the Zone. I'm sure they are. I bet you they are in active negotiations with them, because at the end of the day, it looks like there's a lot riding on them having a network deal. If they don't have a network deal when this is all said and done, Virgil Ortiz has his way up out of there and will get up out of there. So all of a sudden, I'm sure they're going to be very active on trying to make this fight happen with Jerron Boots Ennis. They're going to be very open-minded to it because Rick Meridian is not stupid.
Right.
That's why he's smiling. He's looking at that contract. You keep on talking, and that's adorable. You don't get this network deal and get my fighter his fight. We're going to see who's going to laugh last.
Right. And thank you, HLD, for pissing on Oscar, because he swore he said that him and Al Heyman had made friends and they was going to put the biggest and best fights together. And you just really just pissed on him with that, saying that they're in active talks right now. So I appreciate that, bro. Thanks for shining some light on the truth.
Yeah.
Right. No, it feels like there's a lot of everyone's trying to save face if you're not a part of a television rights deal. And all you have to do, again, ladies and gentlemen, is let's not argue back and forth about actual facts. Fact of the matter is, Queensberry Promotions and Matchroom Promotions, which is both global, but we could agree that Matchroom promotes more American fighters than Queensberry does. They have a television rights deal with the Zone. That's long term, so they're fine, right? Zuffa has Paramount Plus CBS, so they're fine. I think it's the top ranked fighters, and we already saw F.A. Jogba. I've heard some of the comments. Well, F.A. Jogba is a nobody. He's ranked number 8 in Ring Magazine as a heavyweight. I wouldn't call that a nobody. Also, he's only lost one fight, and he happens to be headlining February 14th at Meta Apex for Zuffa. And now with Jai Apataya, when we get a chance to see the Julian Rodriguez interview, when we do our interview with another one this week, you guys will start to understand that all the hate you've been throwing at us, you're not hating us, you're just hating facts. And if you want to hate on facts, then that's on you. But the fact of the matter is, if Oscar De La Hoya does not have a television rights deal, if Top Rank does not have a television rights deal, do you blame fighters? Back to you, Clay and Ray. Do you blame fighters for wanting to jump ship and just go to the ones that have television deals and try to sue people and get out of a contract?
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't. It's a business, man. In the Julian Rodriguez interview, which I'm going to play in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually going to play it probably. Let me see if I can just pull it up. But he talks about the frustrations. You know what I mean? Of being a fighter and what he's had to go through. You know what I mean? To get to this point, it's you can tell it's a big relief for him. You know what I mean? Super relief. He's super relieved on on the way it looks, and just look at his attitude. He's complete. This is a confident fighter. Let's check it out real quick.
Into a better deal, and they were open to doing that. Whereas a lot of companies would be like, nope, we got you signed already for these terms. Zuffa was professional enough and courteous enough to make these changes because it's the right thing to do for their fighter. As far as the cons, I don't know. You can think of a million things to be worried about, but at some point, you have Harrison Whitman, you have Dana, you have Turkey, you have Nick Khan. I don't know, brother. I don't know, guys. I think everything is gonna be okay. And if it isn't, hey, a lot of these companies come around and maybe sometimes they don't make. I think they'll get it together. I really do. And I'll let them handle their job. My job is to be the #1, the first Zuffa welterweight world champion. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to rep them. Once we get onto that, I believe I'm higher on the roster already on the rankings. But once we get to that level, I'm going to Riyadh, brother. And then we can work with everybody. You know what I mean? So that's my goal. I need to get in that ring and be the best version.
I mean, you see the big picture, first of all, right? First of all, I want you to capture the confidence, right? This is somebody who's been at the table, and you're not going to tell this guy nothing about what he just signed up for, right?
Pretty much.
He knows the ins and outs. He knows who's what's what. He knows what he's looking to get out the end of it. And he's like, yeah, bro, everybody's talking crazy. I don't see it yet. I can't see the crazy. I see it being crazy, mean not. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Being on here. By the way, guys, this is Julian Rodriguez right here. Speaking here.
So myself, Zuffa will take care of
Go ahead. My bad, right?
Oh, no. I was going to say Julian, the Hammer Hands Rodriguez. Last time you guys saw him was when he beat Avius Griffin, knocked him out of the ring. It was on a most valuable promotions card. But as a free agent, he let his managers do their thing. He's 31 years old, 24 wins, only the 1 loss. And like I said, man, you can see, like, this is the type of personality that works. And you put that guy on Paramount Plus, more and more people are going to get to know about him.
Let's check it out here.
My management and Zuffa.
Can I tap in? Can I ask a question?
I didn't ask a question.
By the way, salute
absolutely.
Julian. Salute Julian. How you doing? Claymore Rain, by the way, man. Great performance
Nice
against
to meet you.
Griffin, man. I'm not saying I'm a big fan of yours or anything like, but I love to watch you fight, brother. Right?
Thank you.
This is an opportunity for me to kind of dial into that Zuffa situation. So what I'm hearing, first of all, is that so the contracts are custom to the fighter, right? You bring a value to the space and they negotiate. What you're getting is not what everybody else is getting. What everybody else is getting is not what you're getting. It's not cookie cutter, right?
Right.
As far as I know, I don't know anyone else's contract. I just know that what I did for mine, and it was very, very detailed.
It was a negotiation.
My managers did a great job.
Right.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
a negotiation, right? It wasn't like, yo, take it or leave it. It was a negotiation.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
Which makes sense. And 3 fights that you're going to have for the year. Let me ask you, in your whole career, was that one of the attractive things that Zuffa brought to the table, was the ability to give you 3 fights, to give you that peace of mind that you're going to be active a certain number of times this year? Was that refreshing for you? Was that a big selling point?
Well, of course, especially me in my position at the time before I signed. The biggest thing is you got to be with a house, bro. You got to be with a promoter. You need that security. You need that type of you need to know that you're taken care of, and you don't have to go searching for fights and things like that. I had some issues outside the ring as far as management or promoter, whatever, for a while. So it took me a little time to navigate a team and to go and get it again. Also some injuries and stuff. We're past it, but that's also why I was out of the ring for a while. I didn't really talk about it at the time. So of course I hear a lot of rumors that I'm out, or when I do come back to the table, like I see these numbers and I'm like, oh my God. But I know the game. I know I got to prove myself again. I've been doing this my whole life. I know the game, bro. So I shut up and I let my team handle that. But the best thing for a fighter is to be locked in with a promoter, that's going to keep them busy and utilize all the talents and marketability, market points that they could possibly have out of the fighter. And I think that Zuffa so far, especially with the conversations that we've had, my management and with their team, with Harrison and all them, I think we're all on the same page with how we want to move Hammer Hands this year.
No doubt, no doubt. I definitely can appreciate that because, and you mentioned at this stage in your career, what you need more than anything else is probably that activity, right? The exposure, you know what I mean? The following of a Paramount, the ability to showcase what you do. And in the future, can you see yourself transitioning or taking all of that and that translating into getting back into boxing as far as fighting underneath that structure, as far as the sanctioning bodies? Do you still have aspirations of doing that, to becoming an undisputed champion, unifying belts? Are those still part of the aspirations of what you want in your future?
Well, that's the end game. That's where Turkey comes in. I'm trying to fight on the Riyadh season shows at that point. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I asked him that question because I wanted people to come full circle and understand that the whole idea that they can't compete for the belts, or that it's just a Zuffa thing, and that they can't unify and they can't chase undisputed. And you see, he signed with Zuffa with the anticipation of being in that. Like I was saying earlier, this is a farming league. This is a league that's going to be bringing up the contenders, the prospects, developing them, and then spitting them back into Turki Al-Sheikh's hands, which is what he's been told, obviously, and he's expecting very much to fight in those fights. This is a work in collaboration, not a work against. This is not war. This is the rebuilding of boxing. I don't know if you guys want to tap into that to kind of speak on that, as far as this whole idea that Zuffa boxing is here to take down something. I mean, in essence, you can look at it that way, but in the reality, the fighters are in understanding that they're not forfeiting anything. They're building themselves up so they can be in these conversations. Right. Am I bugging?
No, and I think that's what we've been stating the whole time, Clay. I think we've been saying that this is just a stable, like this is an opening stable, a graduation zone for these fighters to make the name for themselves, to move into the sanctioning bodies with higher rankings and be able to fight other champions or become champions one day in these sanctioning bodies, but still have this on their resume as a professional event, still have this on their resume for them to be in the same stratosphere as other fighters, but they're fighting in like their own arena, to say the least, right? And then they're like moving into the larger state of mind. And we know this, right? They're still professionals. They're just fighting in a, like, I would say tournament style fighting, but it's not really.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. Almost. It's almost like a tournament style.
Yeah. But that's what it seems like they're doing to get to that pinnacle, to move over into the
big reward being
right.
The if you can get through this tournament and win these fights, the big reward is you're back in the big show. You're coming with a fan base, and now you're trying to fight for the big prizes. Go ahead, Angelo. Ooh, mute. You're muted.
Sorry, guys. I think, again, it's important for everyone to just understand this. And if you guys, I understand that we're catering to a very boxing aficionado, hardcore boxing type fan base. Can't wait for the new channel, Clay. Having said that,
man,
right? I know, man. I know. Having said that, guys, if you really want to understand why Zuffa boxing will be successful, why it will work, you got to watch a UFC event. You have to understand a UFC structure. That's all they're doing. They're not doing any, but what was the reason why people were so against the UFC, and I'm going to hear the whole monopoly, Angelo, this, is because they were going against everyone else. Zuffa boxing isn't going against anyone. What they are is Zuffa boxing is a company in where they will offer you Muhammad Ali extension / or you can continue to do Muhammad Ali act that you were used to, right? And this is where, when they talk about the whole Jaya Pataya, how that contract's going to work, we can touch upon that a little bit more. But having said that, someone like Julian Rodriguez, he's going to get the fight Friday. He's going to be one of the people that you're going to start to see on a Zuffa ranking, just like the UFC rankings. Right. I don't know if they're going to do top 15 or top 10. Maybe they'll start with top 10. The Zuffa ranking, the way it'll work is just like the UFC. number 4 fights number 5, number 6 fights number 3, like that. But eventually there's going to be a Zuffa boxing belt. And part of this, Clay, I want to throw out to everyone is the reason why you might not hear about it quite yet is the legislation part of it does have to pass before they say, hey, officially, we're going to have our Zuffa boxing title. So once the legislation passes for the Muhammad Ali extension, then you're going to hear our first title fight, and it might be Julian Rodriguez. Julian Rodriguez might be one of the first people to get the fight for the welterweight title. When they win it, when they are the Zuffa boxing champion, the difference is if you're the UFC champion of the world, right, that's the highest payday you can make fighting. But if you're the Zuffa boxing champion, undisputed of the world, your payday is about to really come. You got paid for that, by the way. But now the Turkey money, the Ring Magazine money, the Riyadh money's all going to open the door. And ask yourself this question if you're a fighter. I could either ask Oscar De La Hoya to promote me and hopefully get me into ring top 10, and hopefully Turkey pays attention to me, or I could sign with the company that Turkey Al-Sheikh is paying $10 million a year as a fee to do the very job that's going to get me to be in the ring top 10 rankings so that I can become a Ring Magazine champion. And that's what Julian Rodriguez is speaking to. It's a very simple format. I wouldn't even call it a tournament format. I would just call it like what we're used to, Ray, when we're watching sports, bro. You know, there's a certain ranking level, like whether it's college football or whatnot. And if you're ranked in the top, that's when you get to play for the national championship. You know, it's simple. It's easy.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to, I see we got
agree.
somebody in here. I mean, listen, man, it says huge differences. UFC was there at the conception of the MMA sport. Boxing has been around forever, and boxing fans really have no interest. It will flop. You know what I think is going to be interesting to see develop is the fact that boxing fans aren't going to be interested in boxing. I think that's going to be interesting to watch happen. Let's hit play on this one and see what else people said.
That's my goal, you know. So that's where I feel like I'm trying to fight the best, bro. I'm 31 years old, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to get in there with the best. I also noticed that when I am in there with high opposition and stuff, high level opposition, it brings the best out of me. And I'm trying to get better and advance. I'm trying to. It's not about, bro, I'm in a place in my life. I don't even focus on the wins or losses. It's just about me getting to the best version of myself, because I know when I am the best version of myself and I go in there, I'm gonna be successful no matter what. I know my style is exciting. I know I'm either the top dog or I hang with the top dogs, me at 100%. And I know I'm going to put people in those fucking seats. And I know Zuffa is going to be proud. And I want to carry out everything that Zuffa has planned for boxing. And I think that this is the type of attitude that fighters need to have. Go in there with the best, fucking let your hands go and put on a good show.
Salute to that, man. So your understanding is definitely that, because you mentioned the Turkey and the Riyadh. So there's an understanding here that this is a stage, that Zuffa is I don't want to say stepping stone. Shout out, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, but this is a stage, right? This gets you there, and ultimately the end goal being part of the biggest fights, like you said, on a Ring Magazine card, to where you're right back in there, you know, competing for what you came into boxing for, right? To be a champion, to unify, to be the best in the world, and fight the best in the world. You still have those aspirations for yourself, right? From your understanding.
Yeah, of course. And also it's from a promoter standpoint. I think Dana White is a genius. I think what he's done for these UFC fighters and the way he connects branding and does a lot of cross promoting is genius, bro. And I've been saying this for a long time, for years and years. I would always talk highly about Dana and what he's doing for the UFC, because I was hoping that some promoters of boxing would do the same. Why? Where they're like every weekend, I'm seeing UFC signs in Buffalo Wild Wings or bars or things like that. And I will rarely see shit with boxing. You know, it's little stuff like that, but I just noticed over the years. And yeah, I think with this team that he has built, especially with, you know, the higher ups, man, you're talking about the whole TKO group, how they own the UFC, WWE, and now Zuffa, and the way he's going to co-promote between those Bro, these are multi-billion dollar companies, brother.
Right.
I don't
Did you
think,
notice?
I don't
Did you
think,
watch football over the weekend?
No, I'm about to tell him about the advertising that during the football
Right.
game. But
Right.
if you notice, as a fighter, how aware he is of the shortcomings of the old model, right? He's telling you, just as a fighter, what he's dealt with. He's giving you the reality of the situation. The fact that this is not just a new idea that's so refreshing. It's a fact that as a boxer, he's been screaming for this type of marketing, this type of promotion, this type of push, this type of exposure. He's aware of why he's not a star yet, or he's aware that he hasn't been given a fair chance in becoming a star. That this isn't just about my performances. This is about the machine not doing their job, and the UFC's offering that kind of platform. So of course I would take that. Of course I would snatch that up and take that opportunity. Did you kind of see any of that, guys? Like, could you see the passion in his voice about it?
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say what Clay just said. 100%. Like, you can see that he's not just making a selling point to other people to come into the game. He's expressing his joy of being a part of the show.
Yep.
So he's basically telling the world, like, look, I'm moving into a better situation, and it's going to give me better opportunities. And he's trying to enlighten people to let them know, because people are in the dark on it. I think even Ness was, if I'm not mistaken, had questions about it. So this answers a lot of questions to him. Clay, you asked the right questions to the right situations. You're showing them what to being open-minded to things and letting things develop or fall apart is. And that's the whole thing, instead of just breaking it down and throwing it away before it even starts. So this is a good job what Julian is doing in promoting and expressing what Zuffa is bringing to the game.
Yeah, no, what I was going to say is, again, it's exciting to be a part of something new, but I think that where a lot of the people that listen to our show that's on the hardcore space, because they're not necessarily a casual sports fan, meaning that they're watching NFL football or something else, but they're really, really like super like in tune with boxing. You guys have to understand that the UFC model, not only did it worked to the tune of $7.7 billion. That's how they got the Paramount CBS deal. There's a separate money deal for Zuffa Boxing, so they have their own budget. On top of that, Turkey's paying a fee for Dana White and the UFC company, essentially, to promote boxing. So that's just a fee. That doesn't even have to do with the funding of whatever shows are coming up. And now with Mark Zuckerberg having put money into the Meta Apex, I want to apologize. I guess they are selling tickets to this Friday, because I just looked it up, and the seating is very small. So keep in mind that if you're one of the less than 500 people that's going to be there, you're paying $277. That was the cheapest seat I found, Clay. $277 to essentially be ringside, right? Now, there are like the more expensive seats, like the $1,000 seats, like I was looking up handicap seats, right? My point is, the entire arena is like you watching sparring in a gym. Like, you're that close. For $277, guys, there are plenty of people that are going to pay for that. And this is, again, a normal thing now. On top of it, too, Clay, when we break down the whole roster of who's fighting this Saturday, it's 25-year-olds and under. Julian is one of the older people. He's 31, right? So as a 31-year-old, 25-fight veteran, he has been through the dance, man. He knows he knows the puppet strings already. So he's seeing a new avenue that's going to get him to where he wants to go. And he even, the key word he said too, Clay, was he doesn't care about wins and losses. He cares about moving his career forward, right? And that already tells you that Zuffa's telling him, we don't care if you lose. We care that you put on a show. So if you're a casual fan, what kind of boxing would you rather see? A side, B side, and where B side's gonna turn and run? Like, remember that fighter, Clay, who walked in the ring and then walked right out? Remember that?
When he
I
was trying to
think.
get FA.
Okay, yeah. So you could either have that, or you could have a real fight. Like Charles Martin, he's gonna fight for real against F.A. Jogba. He's not gonna turn and run because he knows if he upsets the number 8 ranked Ring Magazine heavyweight champion on Paramount Plus, he'll become a sort of a heavyweight star, right? So again, it's about the opportunities, and you can feel it from Julian Rodriguez. I absolutely love this interview, Clay. You're doing a great job.
Let's go.
Did I watch what?
Did you watch football over the weekend?
I did not. I was getting my mind right because I have a fight on Friday. So all I'm thinking about is violence right now. I'm not thinking about football.
The reason I said that is because they ran 8 different commercials during playoff football for Zuffa. For Zuffa
No
boxing.
way.
So I just want you to,
They ran 8 commercials for
perspective.
Zuffa during the football games this last weekend. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you know what I mean?
Awesome.
So that's what I counted. I didn't watch every single game. That's what I counted, what I caught, right? So
That's awesome.
I think without a doubt, the promotion is going to be at a very high level. I think you guys are going to get an opportunity to be in front of a lot of eyes. And I think as a fighter, that's probably what you're looking for, right? That's what you need. That's what a fighter who's trying to get to that next level needs, that marketing. And to be on a platform like that, I'm there with you is what I'm saying. I'm landing my plane there and letting the rest. But just to say that I'm excited to see what comes up out of this, man. I think it's a lot of great possibilities. But, time will tell.
Yeah, and it also helps the fighter knowing that he's secure with a company that cares about him. It brings a whole different fighter out because it just, it's self-explanatory, but, when you feel like you're looking up and your team isn't doing the most for you, or your company doesn't believe in you as much, so they're giving you guys to keep you complacent and whatever, or just to see what happens and where you land, it doesn't really bring out the best in a fighter, especially a fighter that knows better. Especially if a fighter looks to the left of him and sees a guy that sells 5 tickets, but that guy's getting double my purse. But because this guy's manager is a fucking movie producer. Oh, that's why you cater to him? Oh, this guy, his manager is fucking Daniel Kinahan. Oh, okay. No wonder.
Yeah,
no wonder why you have a different level of respect, But it's just things like that. But I also understand the game. And I used to bitch and moan about it, but I'm in a different place now. I understand. And that's why I'm just focused on my own lane.
Yeah, I mean, highlighting the fact that, of course, he said he used to bitch and moan about it, right? So once again, a dead horse being beat to death as far as fighters who aren't the 1%ers, right? Or the 2 to 3%ers who aren't bringing all the money in. Those fighters who are trying to come up, dealing with the uphill battle of a system that is almost rigged against them because people think they're not selling because they're not doing what these stars are doing, but not realizing you're not even giving me an opportunity to do what the stars are doing. You're not even putting me on a stage to give me a chance to do what I did to an Avius Griffin, right? You look at what Dalton Smith did with Sabril Matias. What a waste, right? To put on a performance like that and not even get an audience. A rightful paper, a good viewership to see me, and maybe I could become a star off the back end of it. Thank God I'm not American. I'm from the UK, so my country's going to hold me down and push me up there. But no thanks to that 2,000 asses in the seat of a 30,000 seat arena, and you know what I'm saying, or 13,000 seat arena. And or the lack of pay-per-views that were sold because you charged $70 to see some shit where there was hardly any fighters on anybody wanted to see.
Right. And what I really wanted to say is I like the fact that he said the whole thing about how he's happy with the team he has. You know what I mean? A lot of people do complain, and it answers a lot of questions about, how Dana is. Dana treats his fighters like crap. But now you're hearing somebody saying, look, I'm welcomed here. Now, we don't know. I mean, it's icing on the cake of right now because we haven't seen what happens 2 days, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, a month even, right? But to sell the fact that you're happy with all your negotiations and all the things that have been given to you and offered to you ahead of time says that, look, I'm in a good place. I'm in the right state of mind. This is something off of my shoulders that I don't have to worry about. When am I fighting again? I don't have to worry about who am I fighting for, what country I have to go to, what city I got to go to. I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. I know how I'm being handled, and I'm running with it. And if it, you know what I mean, if I don't perform, then I'm out the door. So it's based on me, not based on my people that are supposed to be selling me to the crowd. So it says, yo, that's a good move, man. I like it. I like what he's saying. Speaking truth.
And when we get a chance to do our interview with another one of the Zuffa people, we're gonna. I mean, you know, you were saying, Ray, you don't. I actually do know how they treat these guys, and we'll really get deep into. So, you're telling me they flew you in here just on a 24-hour just to fly you in for promotions and fly you right back home? You mean they put you up in a nice hotel? You mean they're taking care of your food and nutrition and giving you strength conditioning coaches? You mean, you know, they're giving you insurance? I mean, guys, stop. Give it a chance. And like what was it that I was saying to HLD? Because I always have fun doing this. Let's talk in June. Let's talk in June, HLD, about how popular Zuffa boxing becomes. Because we haven't even started with college basketball yet. But the promotions during college basketball for Zuffa boxing and the UFC is also going to be nuts. But go ahead, continue, Clay. This is such a great interview.
I have my own team to make sure that these things don't happen. And so far, everything has been fantastic.
No doubt, man. If you one more thing, as far as access to nutrition, the facilities, I mean, are the amenities living up to the expectations of being part of an organization like this as a fighter who's been on the other side of the conversation and now you're where you're at? How are those amenities from your perspective as a fighter right now?
Brother, this is Disney World for combat sports, brother. Everything is free for us. Free meal prep, free supplements, free access to this PI, free health insurance during camp.
Wow.
Bro, what? Yeah. Zuffa boxing, baby. Yeah.
That sounds refreshing.
Zuffa
I mean,
boxing,
being on the other side of the
bro.
conversation, is that refreshing? That like you never had anything like that before as a fighter, right? As
I have. You got to get it yourself, and it's just sometimes it's a headache, and you got to, you know, it's all under one house here, all under one hub. And again, I couldn't feel more secure. I come in here, I have everything I need. There's a mental health room. There's a fucking room if I want to play ping pong. Like, it doesn't matter what I want to do, they make it happen here. And I just signed to Zuffa. So, and also the atmosphere here. I come in here and I'm seeing all of these big star names and they're looking at me like, "Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Cool." Like, there is no ego here. Everyone is here to learn and advance, and that's the type of energy, me personally, I will excel in. I love this.
Wow.
And yeah, bro, it's really, and there's a lot of people here very friendly. They love to cross promote. It's just a good environment for fighters. And you know, it's Vegas in general. Big hotspot, as I'm sure everyone knows.
Right.
A lot of fighters make that Vegas move. But as soon as I touched down here, within 3 days, I called up Dimitri. I'm like, "Dimitri, we gotta start looking around, man, because I need to be here.
Some real estate. We're gonna visit some real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to be here. My whole team. This fucked up my whole team's head. Now everyone's looking for Vegas properties.
Wow. So Julian, do you think you're gonna become a better fighter with the mindset that you're in, with the amenities, with the peace of mind that you're talking about that you're getting, and all those different things that come along with, obviously, the money, I'm sure, is a part that you've negotiated and you seem to be satisfied with that. But now, does a fighter, and I'm using you because you're the access we have, but for any fighter in general, would you speculate that any fighter is probably going to get an opportunity to be the best fighter they can because they don't have to worry about these things? They can focus on their discipline. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Does that resonate with you?
Absolutely. And that is 100% the case. I'm able to really be myself here and feel I feel like if you're not here, you're in the middle of a lot of distractions. When I'm in Jersey, there's distractions left or right. Even if it's positive, even if it's good things, it's still a distraction that's taken.
I mean, that's pretty much the end of the interview for the most part, so I'm not going to drag us into that. But I'm going to say that, you know, at the end of the day, what I grasp from it personally,
first of all, you can't. The number one thing I grasp is this guy is. It's like he has a brand new career. He clearly wasn't in this mind space before this, and you'd have to ask yourself, what mind space was he in before this? Was he in a I ain't got no options? What am I doing? Was he even considering box? Maybe he was considering stopping the boxing game a little bit longer. Maybe he was at the last. The refreshing energy you get from him is that he has another chance at boxing, and he's getting a career now. You know, he's not paying for insurance. He had to find it himself. He had to do all these different things to make it happen. And he had to question if he'd ever even get an opportunity to be on the big stage, because probably the only way somebody like that would get a big stage is they were able to cherry pick him or leverage something against a rehydration clause or a last minute fill in, or, you know what I'm saying? A situation where he's getting called to fight with 2 weeks notice. He doesn't get a full camp to get it. You know how those fighters get treated. He never gets a fair shot. You heard that from him, and you can hear the relief. Like, oh my God, bro. What'd he say? Guys, Disneyland? He compared it to Disneyland, right? He said it was Disneyland
for fighters.
Bro, I mean, clearly said he's and I'm glad he said this too. I don't know if you guys caught it. He's there with the stars of the sport. Who those stars are, we don't even know yet. I'm just saying, like he's saying it to the point of, we don't know what direction people are moving. We don't know how. I mean, these guys might be interested as well. They might be all sitting in the same planning room or conference room listening to the sale of Zuffa Boxing. So what I'm saying is, for him to even put that out there, and he didn't put it out there in the sense of what direction it is. Don't let me push a narrative here. But what I'm saying is him just being around people and saying that it was like, yo, it was respect and you know what I mean? I felt like I was part of the team. I didn't feel like I was Lucas. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here trying to get in the football game and be the jock and I'm a nerd or what. He felt like he was part of the team. Like, I belong here and I'm getting opportunities. And that's good to say, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, no. And again, guys, I think it's just important for everybody to know that what have we been saying on this show since forever? Boxing's a global sport. Boxing's a global sport. Boxing's a global sport, right? The problem has been for boxing is that in the USA, it kept getting further and further away from accessibility to the casual fans. So then you got the small group of people that are like, we're the hardcores and we know everything about boxing. And we can't even have a conversation with someone at a Starbucks, water cooler conversation with them about Dalton Smith versus Subriel Matias because no one watched it. No one saw it. Because there was no promotion. And instead, I'm watching the Denver Broncos against the Bills. Great game. Goes to overtime. Very exciting. I don't know how many millions yet, but I'm going to guess, Ray, maybe close to 30 million people at the very least probably watched the game because it was a singular game. Maybe even more. 8 UFC commercials, bro. And then UFC, all they do is filter the commercials to, by the way, we just want to let you know about Zuffa Boxing, Combat Sports Weekend, Zuffa Boxing. UFC is promoting the first thing I think you see on the UFC YouTube right now is the Zuffa Boxing commercial, right? This is my point, man, is like, you can either jump on the bandwagon the way we were getting so much hate, Clay. I know I was when I came in here. Even Ray was kind of giving me a little bit of the but he's just messing with me now.
Not at all, bro. Not at all, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah. But here's my point. Here's my point. Here's what's funny to me is there was me saying it, and everybody would go, "Oh, we'll see." And then there's an actual fighter who signed to the contract, Clay. And how happy does that guy look, right? And you think that guy's happy? Oh man, wait till you see some of the people we're going to be bringing in that are so happy that there was Zuffa Boxing.
I think the idea here is a great idea. You know what I'm saying? And watching it come to fruition and watching it come together, you know, event by event, signing by signing. You got Jai Opetaia this week. There's even rumors spinning around the space of David Benavidez potentially being in some conversations down the road. We don't know. We have no idea, right? At the end of the day, it's about the bigger picture. It's a marathon. You know, I see somebody in the chat saying, name one big fighter that's on Zuffa. I mean, it's a convenience.
I want to address that. All right. Now, I mean, you have to put it up, but you don't know boxing then if you just made that statement. And this is my problem with the American boxing space, who don't understand this. Like I said, boxing is global. A guy who should have been in the pound for pound list in the last 12 months, the only reason why he has not been in the pound for pound list is he is literally the most feared fighter in all of boxing. Not in his division. In all of boxing, nobody wants to fight this guy. So how is it Jai Opetaya's fault that he's not on the pound for pound list when he's already the IBF champion, the Ring Magazine lineal champion, and everybody recognizes him at the best, right? This is the Naoya Inoue argument all over again. Just because you don't know him doesn't mean that he's not the best guy in the world. Jai Opetaya should easily be in the pound for pound number 10 already. So who has Zuffa Boxing signed? Jai Opetaya alone just opened up the door for everyone else, like VERGIL ORTIZ and everyone who's not satisfied with their current contract. But let me add this too, Clay. The biggest market for combat sports in Australia, unfortunately, guys, it isn't boxing. It's the UFC. They've had several Australian UFC champions. They had Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm, a women's MMA fight, like in front of 40,000 people in Sydney, I think, at that time, right? They are already so past it that the current 145-pound Australian champion, Alexander Volkanovski, this week is already totally talking up Jai Opetaya, which opens up Jai Opetaya to a whole nother market. And if you guys don't know who Jai Opetaya is, man, shame on you, because he literally is the Mike Tyson of 2026 boxing. That guy, and one last thing, Clay, I'm a little upset at Ring Magazine that Jai Opetaya, who had 3 amazing knockouts, who sent 3 people to the hospital. The last guy in December, he broke dude's neck, and they had to put that guy in a coma before they had to wake him up. How did he not get knockout of the year, bro? Or even nominated for a knockout of the year? I don't understand. But anyways, go ahead, Clay.
Yeah, it's about notoriety, and like Virgil Wimberly saying, he said he's not a big name, but he's not a big name because he's not talented or because he ain't the best in his space. He's not a big name because he hasn't been marketed correctly. You know what I mean? That's all it is. That's why. But you know, like I said, it's convenient right now to say name one big guy they've signed. I mean, why sign now anyway? If I'm a big name, I'm not signing to you right now. I'm gonna make you show me. I'm gonna make you show me, and I'll see you when I see you. And that's fair. That's part of the game, man. It's one step at a time, and we'll see we'll see what direction it ends up going in. But you know, I mean, you can choose to be optimistic about it, or you can choose to be pessimistic about it. Either way, we're both sitting on the outside watching it happen. And in hindsight, it'll be a way clearer interpretation of what this was all about than foresight could ever offer us. So, guys, I want to continue to move it. We're an hour and a half into this, and we haven't even talked about the thumbnail, right? Yeah. I wanted to speak on there's other things I want to speak on, but I want to get onto the thumbnail about Andy Cruz and the Raymond Muratalla card. And, you know, obviously Andy Cruz. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard, but from my understanding, do you guys have any different understanding as far as how the WBA decided to move forward with Gervonta Tank Davis at this point? Like, he is no longer the champion, right? Like, he's either in recess or suspended at this point, right? Or is it still in the air?
I heard they're deciding that they're going to put them in recess. We covered the, you know, the funny thing to me, Clay, is we did a show last week, Thursday, and everything that we said on that show became true on Friday. Right? Like it was almost like they were listening to our show. Hey, WBA, shame on you. At the very least, can you make Gervonta a recess? And at worst, man, take him out, right? And sure, the very next day, they're like, you know what? We were listening to ATP Combat Media, and they're right. You know, right? You know, and you know, if he is in recess, fine, whatever. I don't care because he's not fighting anytime soon, bro. So who cares? Floyd Schofield, who we started the show with you showing that picture, he's begging for someone to pay for him to get a WBA title shot, right? Please, someone give me whatever money you can give me so I can get a belt. And at the end of the day, man, it's all about fighter opportunities. The WBA being vacant at 135 would actually help the space. Maybe that's another way for Shakur to want to come back to 135. again, I disagree on the notion. I know we're going to have more of this talk next week, but if, or as I like to say, Ray, when Shakur Stevenson beats Teofimo Lopez, I really don't think he's going to go back to 135. I think he's going to look for whatever the biggest fight offer is that he can get. Whether it's Connor Bent, it doesn't matter. Whoever the Godzilla can give him an offer. Dalton Smith, right? Whoever the biggest fight offer is, whoever the biggest money offer is, that's where Shakur is going to move. But if there's a way for him to come back down and say, well, I am the 135 WBC champ, and I know, Javier Herrera just got the interim, but hold on, young 23-year-old, I'm not done here yet.
Right.
I'm gonna go get the WBA. And I remember you, Floyd Schofield. I remember you getting sick or whatever it is that you were. I'll offer you this. Take it or leave it deal. Take it or leave it. I'll offer you this. You're the #1 mandatory, but I'm the champ. So you can come get some of me now in 2026. Boom, Shakur gets the WBA, WBC. Now look who's looming, Clay, right? Abdullah Mason, bro. And that would be a dream, dude. Or even if Andy, like let's say it's not Abdullah yet, but let's say Andy Cruz beats Muratalla this week, which is 50-50. I don't know who's going to win that one. Andy Cruz wins it. That's another chance for Shakur Stevenson to beat a gold medalist, right? To avenge his brother, Keyshawn Davis, right? And now you're looking at Shakur Stevenson one belt away from undisputed. You know how big the Abdullah Mason versus Shakur Stevenson would be going into 2027? Oh my God. It would be huge, dude. So, like I said, man, thank you, WBA, for listening to the show and doing the right thing.
Shout out to HLD who said it, and that's what I was saying, right? He says WBA President Gilberto Mendoza did not say that Tank is now plays as champion recess, but that the board will be discussing it. Everyone is running with the narrative. I'm not running with the narrative. That's literally what I'm saying. I'm saying that what I'm hearing is, and I'm asking, like, I'm hearing that he's either a champion in recess or he's been stripped, that the WBA is making a decision on this. So if they haven't made the decision yet, that's okay. I'm confident, to be honest with you, at this point, that they are going to make the decision if they haven't done it yet. I don't think they have too much of a choice. I think this Tank Davis situation is escalated into a crazy situation. I think for this man to not have turned himself in yet makes him a legitimate fugitive at this point. Like, legitimately, this man is a fugitive at this point. And I find it hard to believe that he's going to have time to defend that title with what he's probably going to be dealing with, because I think he's going to have a hard enough time getting bail set for him, no less setting up a fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got the U.S. Marshals looking for him that way. So, you know, if he's not, we'll see what happens, right? But from what I can tell, that's what it looks like is heading down the road. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they're waiting for the last resort. Whatever it is, it opens up the conversation at 135. But this fight right here, Andy Cruz.
Let's answer that. I'm sorry. Let's answer that question real quick. I didn't even do that. Did I do that?
Yeah, you did.
I didn't mean to. Sorry.
Right. That's all good. Go ahead. What's all right?
What'd that say right there? Right here. What's it say? What's it say?
Yeah, it says champion in recess right there.
I just wanted to make sure that we seen it. Sorry.
There it is.
Oh, okay. I get it.
I get it. I didn't even know. I promise you I didn't know I did that. But
yeah, you're good. You're good. So you're responding to what the chat is saying.
Yeah,
and all we're saying, Ray, is look, man, if boxing scene is one of the main newses you have to pay attention to, because it's one of the few that's talking about boxing, it says right the date. Get mad at them. Don't get mad at our show. We're repeating what they're saying.
Because
I mean, look, HLD, I know you're going to say it's boxing scene, but what I'm saying is,
oh my God,
it's more than likely they're getting word themselves. It's more than likely getting ready to be announced. And are we going to be shocked? Come on, bro. We're going to be shocked in the next 48 hours. It gets announced in an official capacity. Are we going to be shocked?
Oh, it has been. That's why I don't understand why I'm saying. That's why I was about to say it was announced the next day after they announced that they're reviewing it, which was like what, Friday or something like that, or Saturday. They announced it like Monday that he was a champion in recess. So I don't even understand why he didn't even get the memo. Like, this is not fake. I can go to Boxing News. I can go probably to any source in Google. I can do whatever I want and find the information that says he's a championship in recess.
Look. HL, bro. I don't know, man. You're gonna have to take this one on the chin, buddy.
Yo,
you know
ProBox is a legitimate source to me. And once they made the acquisition of Buy Boxing Scene, I'm going with it. So it is what it is, bro.
I mean, here it is right here. Here it is right here. So maybe everybody's is on
Box
the
Live, exactly.
That's Box Live. You see it, HL? Sorry, bro. You might have to bite this one, bro. I don't know what you want to say, bro. It says it right there. What do you see it says? You want me to make it bigger? You can't see it?
You know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is?
Open your eyes, man. Open your eyes.
That says vacant. That says vacant, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, again, talking about the space because I know we want to talk about Muratalla and Cruz. You know, at the end of the day, this is good for boxing. Thank you for doing the right thing. And and yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited, Clay. I wish you and Ray were here in Vegas, bro, because the public weigh-ins, the event this week, dude, for fight week, we got Raymond Muratalla versus Andy Cruz at the Fontainebleau. We got Zuffa Boxing 1, Zuffa 1 starting at the Meta Apex on Friday. And then we got T-Mobile Arena, bro, hopping, sold out for UFC 324. This place is crazy, man. It's if you're a fight fan, if you're a combat sports fan, this is such a fun week to be in because you know you're gonna walk around, and if you're an NFL fan, Ray, you're gonna see Max Crosby walking around going, "Hey, what's up, dude? What's going on?" Because there's a lot of other sports, whether it's NFL or hockey or NBA, that are also combat sports fans. And they're just hanging out, man. Julian Rodriguez probably ran into Max Crosby already and was shocked and was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're at the UFC PI." So, yeah, man. Right. And plus, Shakur's here, guys. Shakur's training. Looking good, too.
For sure. But so on the thumbnail, I have fast tracked, right? And HLD, one of our most cherished channels members here, you know what I'm saying? Always asking the right questions. And he said here, let me put it up here. Hold on a second here. Blah, 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 blah. Let me find it. Boom. HLD1 says, can a 30-year-old be fast-tracked in boxing? And obviously referring to the idea that Andy Cruz is up in age. I don't know. I didn't know he was 30 yet. I thought he was like 20.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So at 30 years old, regardless, 6 fights into his professional career, finally gets an opportunity. Finally, I don't even know if it's the right word to use, right? But he gets an opportunity to become an IBF champion now, fighting Raymond Muratalla. Is Andy Cruz being fast-tracked?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because remember, Lomachenko came out of a gold medal. They were trying to make his first fight, his pro debut, be a world title. It didn't work out, and then the Salcido thing happened, and then he finally got to fight Gary Russell Jr., right? But at the end of the day, what was that? Was his third fight, Ray? I think it was his third fight, right?
Second fight.
I thought Omar Salcido was the second fight, and then it was Gary Russell's the third fight. Anyway,
Gary Russell, yes. Gary Russell was the third fight. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So, but the fact that, if anything, the fact that Andy Cruz, it's taking his 7th fight to get a shot at the world title, I think it took a little long, Clay. I think if we're comparing it to Lomachenko, bro, I think it took a little long.
Took a little while longer than it should have.
It should have already happened.
Wow.
But no, truthfully speaking, I think, again, this is why I'm excited about this fight. And I already told you and Ray, I wish I could go to that fight, but I have to watch, the UFC 324 because of what I got to do the next day. But having said that, man, if I could be there live, I would totally be there live, because rarely do we see a world championship fight and where we have 2 undefeated fighters. Muratalla, to me, is such an interesting champion, because this would be his coronation, guys. If he beats Andy Cruz, let us not forget that Keyshawn Davis lost the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, the narratives for Muratalla could be easy. He could be like, "Oh, I know I'm the best 135 pounder. Oh, and Shakur better stay away from 135. Like, this could be so good for Muratalla, which, by the way, should also solidify Robert Garcia as trainer of the year. If he does win.
Well, I mean, no,
this
can't
Saturday.
solidify it because it's the beginning of a new year.
I know, but I'm just saying, if he doesn't get the award, I'm going to be like, that's just wrong. I don't know how he didn't get that.
It's early, bro. There's a lot of time, and I mean, that's another part of this fight.
No, I'm talking about for 2025 is what I was saying.
But this fight can't count for 2025 It's over.
Yeah, hold on, time out. No. Hold on, time out. But Ray, like in the NFL, where technically you don't see who the MVP is until like right before the Super Bowl because they use it as a part of the fight week. But like Drake May's looking like an MVP to me, bro. So and he should be a candidate. So that's all I'm trying to say is
I hear you, but that don't work over here. That's that'll be in his 2026 box. You know what I mean? But look, Robert Garcia doesn't have a hard time. He's a very super active trainer. A lot of big stars that he working with, the Bams and the Virgils and things of that nature. So he'll be there. This will be something he can put on his feather. He can put in his hat if he's able to pull this off for sure. But another this I like boxing's a team sport to me. I don't care what nobody says. I just don't care. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think as well as Raymond Muratalla competing against Andy Cruz, I think we have another competition in here, which is for Trainer of the Year accolades. We got BOZY ENNIS competing against Robert Garcia, and BOZY ENNIS' system being under question by me, at least. I think Ray's also questioned a little bit as far as it being, as far as it translating in being a universal system that works with any fighter. I think the BOZY ENNIS system is for a specific kind of fighter, not just for any fighter. And I question if that system is working effectively for Andy Cruz at this point. And I think that's going to be a big litmus test for him on Saturday, right? And obviously Robert Garcia has been working with Raymond Muratalla as long as he's been working with him, so they have an understanding. Raymond Muratalla speaking about going to 140 after this fight, win, lose, or draw. How do you guys feel about that, and what kind of effect does that have on a Raymond Muratalla going into a fight with an Andy Cruz with a mind state of no matter what happens at the end of this fight, here's what I'm getting ready to do?
Well, it speaks to an excuse, a built-in excuse. So if he does lose, he can say that it was hard for him to make the weight, whatever the case may be. That's number one. That's in my opinion how he presented to the public. The other thing is it speaks to him saying that he's well overdue for a 140 division, if not a 147 division, because Raymond Muratalla looked like he's been struggling at the weight for quite some time. You can tell he has, because if you look at his fight records, right, he fought 2024, 2025 once, right? So it seems that he's been put off a little bit. He did fight twice in 2024. Let me be clear. I'm just saying,
2025. He fought twice in 2025.
No, he didn't. He only had one fight.
Yes, he did. I know, because in 2025 he was here at the Cosmo. He fought against Omar Salcido Gomez. Remember? He was on the undercard of he was on the undercard. If I'm not mistaken, dude, I might be or you know what? Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, my bad. You're talking about Muratalla. My bad.
Yes, Raymond.
My bad.
Yeah,
Raymond Muratalla. My bad. My bad.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, so with him only having that one fight, I think that last fight with Jesus Campos, he was already struggling with weight, I think, right? That was before he got the IBF or whatever.
Right.
And he struggled with weight in that fight. Then he went and fought for the IBF where he made weight, and now he's making his first title defense. And it basically took him a whole year. So that right there is saying, like, yo, this guy may be having weight issues. He may be coming in here, and if he's in that rehydration clause, this is a built-in excuse for him to say, look, man, I tried. I had to make a defense of my title, which he could have just dropped and maybe leveraged it to move up to fight Richardson Hitchens, who's literally ducking everybody. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. But anyway, he could have used that to leverage that. But at the same time, we know where this guy is standing, and it's deep waters for Raymond Muratalla. So yes, he's going to make the move regardless. I see this as him looking at the division up there, moving on as well. He's seeing guys move up to 47. So he's looking to go where it's promised. You know what I mean? He has an opportunity to make good fights. He doesn't have to fight. He could deal with Shakur up there. He could deal with Shakur. Shakur can go back to 135. He deals with the Antoine Russells and all these guys. But it looks like he's making the decision to move forward with his career, which is okay. I have no problem with him doing it. Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
yeah, no. If he wants to move up, I mean, look, man. Why would I? Muratalla, who's undefeated, has the right to say whatever he wants, but I just watched Keyshawn Davis talking about being a businessman, and you know what I'm saying? And he's moving everywhere. He's like, you know what? I can fight Connor Bit. I can move on.
Mhm.
I'll fight, and to me, I like it. I like that Keyshawn does that because to Keyshawn, he's looking at big picture for him. He's a businessman. He's like, I will fight who the people will want me to fight. I think with Muratalla, he's still a little bit, unfortunately for himself, he's a little bit stuck to this system of, well, I'm gonna fight, Andy Cruz. Correct me, Clay. Who is Muratalla's actual signed to promoter? Who is that group? Is it Top Rank?
Yeah,
it's Top Rank.
Okay, so I wonder, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. Okay, I just wonder if maybe the reason why he's saying I'd like to move up, whether it's 140 or 147 or whatnot, is there a possibility that Top Rank could be losing Muratalla also? Which means Muratalla could go to Matchroom, Muratalla could go to Zuffa. You know what I mean? Because Top Rank doesn't have a TV deal. So,
Yeah, I think anything is a possibility, but I think in reality, he's probably going to try to go up to 140 and compete inside that space, like where it's at right now. If he runs into some kind of like issues with making some big fights or getting some opportunities, then yeah, anything is on the table for him. But I got a question, Ray, as to you, as far as how is Raymond Muratalla dialed in for this fight? If he's already looking at a future without 135, does he give a damn about this fight? Does this fight?
Oh no, he gives a damn. Yeah, no, he gives a damn. Anybody who's, you have to remember that from a fighter mentality, the way they think, and as young as Muratalla is, bro, undefeated is undefeated. And trust me, man, like when you're the world champion and you're undefeated, that O to you, it could be the difference between you continuing your career and being great, or you completely being like look what happened to Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson's a classic example of only lost the one time, and where the hell is he now? And the last time we saw him fight, he didn't even look like he wanted to fight anymore, right? This is a world title fight. This is the biggest stage of his career. Yeah, he's dialed in big time. He's looking to upset Andy Cruz. But to Ray's point also, if he does beat Andy Cruz, he beat the gold medalist that Keyshawn has been trying to chase, or you know what I'm saying? So if he moves up to 140, one of his fights could easily be, hey, Keyshawn, I saw you just beat Jaime Jermaine Ortiz. I'll take you at 140. I'll take you at 140 right now, bro. In fact, I'll take you at 140 right now for the vacant belt Shakur just left. Or I'll take you at 140 right now for the interim WBO, since Shakur isn't sure what he wants to do yet, right? But and that would be a great fight if Muratalla could beat Andy Cruz. So we shall see, sir. But he's dialed in, Clay. He's dialed in.
For sure, it's actually funny because he was one of the only fighters that was willing to fight Shakur when he was a WBC number one guy. Before the champion. I mean, he was the interim.
Oh, right.
And a lot of people weren't willing to fight him, which I never understood why Bob Arum never allowed that fight to happen, being they were on the same side of the street. That was just odd to me. And when most people were sitting there saying no, Pitbull, Cruz, I'm trying to think, there was a few others that just said no. Cowboy, almost said Sam Dalton. I don't know who that is, but, but I just mixed two people up. But no, the Cowboy wouldn't fight him. There were a few guys there that were just like no. So it says a lot. Even Devin Haney just looking for the right paycheck to give him a shot at undisputed. So this is a lot of no's on his chessboard. And Raymond Muratalla was screaming, call me, put me in the ring with you. Let's make it happen. Even when he got the title, he still was trying to get that fight because I think he was number 1 or number 2 at the time in the WBC. And it just never happened. So this may be an opportunity, like you just said, if he win, lose, or draw, or hopefully win, he goes up and he goes after Shakur at the WBO if Shakur is successful. Or maybe he goes up and they just make it happen either way. If Shakur is not successful and he's not successful, it's just a great rebound fight for both of them. So at the end of the day, and it's a big star fight. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a small fight, you know, regardless of how we look at it. It's what we should have had years ago, or 2 years ago, rather.
Right. Mine yours says, why, Clay, you spoke on Top Rank possibly being done for good. I didn't talk about Top Rank being done for good.
No one said that.
Maybe did you say that at the Boxing Voice? Maybe
no. I said that it looks like Top Rank is shutting down right now, and Clay said there's a lot of promotional companies. Actually, we didn't even say the name. We just said promoter. I said promotional companies, and Clay said looks like promoters. A lot of them may be looking weird. I don't know how he put it. I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but
Clay didn't say Top Rank was done.
I meant the Top Rank, and Angelo co-signed it.
No, and to the response to that is exactly what Shelton put on the chat. What network is Zaya's Baru Unification Fight being shown on? Right. Is it on Tubi? He doesn't even know that it's on Tubi.
Facebook video.
We're so close to it, and still that's crazy. On the undercard of this Andy Cruz Raymond Muratalla fight card is pretty decent as well. We got Khalil Cole. We got a light heavyweight fight going on between Khalil Cole and Jesse Hart. That WBC USA light heavyweight title that Khalil Cole has is going to be on the line, but more importantly, Khalil Cole, really just one of those fighters in the bigger picture. You want to see him. You got to think about him and Najee Lopez, him and and what's his name, Ezra. I can't remember what his full name is, and even Ben Whitaker, or any of those names, those up and coming light heavyweight names, especially with David Benavidez, now campaigning in the cruiserweight division. I can't even see him coming back, even though he says he wants to. And if he does, whatever, that's on him. But still, Dimitri Bivol and Better Biev are on their way out the door, right? They're fighting their last couple of fights, whatever that looks like, and then ultimately you got to anticipate that there's going to be opportunities for some light heavyweights to make some moves. Khalil Cole being one of those fighters, I always put in that conversation. Where do you guys rate Khalil?
Yeah, no, I like Khalil, and he's fighting Jesse Hart, so co-main event is a good spot for him to really, give himself that showcase, right? Like, let me show you how good I could be. He's already 29, and I don't want to make it seem like that's old, but this is like the prime age of his career. So this is kind of a put up or shut up moment for Khalil Cole, which is why he's the co-main event on DAZN. So yeah, man, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I think Khalil Cole is going to get an opportunity to really show up, but Jesse Hart's not there to lay down. A Philadelphia native, a real good fighter. Khalil Cole coming out of Jersey. So both these guys close to each other, got to be somewhat familiar with each other. And both these guys had a bit of a face-off earlier this week, of kind of like a digital type of face-off, and they seem very, very dialed into the magnitude of this fight. But Jesse Hart coming in here, 31 wins, 3 losses. I mean, this is a test for Khalil Cole in real time. I mean, he had his first test when he fought against Gallegos, right? Took that loss. A TKO, got caught in that fight, but came back and revenged it with his own TKO victory in great fashion. So in all intent and purposes, he's back in the game. But this fight right here is going to be his most, I think the most decorated fighter in front of him. Like is this his most difficult test to date, you think, in Jesse Hart?
That one's hard for me to say. Maybe Ray would have better take, because the only reason why I would say is it your most difficult fight is that Jesse Hart, to be fair to him, has been inactive for a bit, right? And I'm not saying that take away from his talent, but rust is rust, no matter how you want to look at it. So I don't know how rusty. Like Khalil Cole could go in there and knock him out in the first 3 rounds, and the main reason for that might have been because Jesse Hart was rusty. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't know if it's his toughest test. What do you think, Ray?
I think it will be. I'm actually going to go against that. I'm just thinking you're coming off a highlight of your career, in a revenge win. You can go in there with a lot of filled helium in the brain, right? As they say, you know what I mean? Overconfident. And it could be an immediate shutdown because this guy has been off and this guy still works and trains and does the things he needs to do. It could be a very exciting and tough fight for him. But at the same time, it can also see this being like you're mentioning, a cakewalk. This guy hasn't been active. We don't know what this guy's been doing outside the ring, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. But Yeah, either way, it should make for good entertainment due to the fact that we're getting um substantially great fighters that have like a really good, I'm trying to use competitive edge towards each other, right? There's going to be something that you're going to see uh, iron sharpen iron here. And I think that's what's going to make for a great fight with them. It doesn't mean that necessarily we're going to get a poor fight or a bad fight. It may take a few rounds before Jesse Hart even starts putting on the show, because he has to get acclimated back to being in the ring. But then again, he may come out on fire, he may gas out, and we might see Khalil taking charge. So we don't know which way this fight's going to go, but it is a tough fight for him. I think this will be the toughest to date. Yes, regardless.
Yeah. I think it's a possibility. I think the it's all about Jesse Hart, in my opinion, to make this fight the fight that it could be. It's going to be about him stepping up. Let's remember last year, Jesse Hart was right there. He's getting ready to fight David Benavidez, and that got changed all around. You know, David Benavidez made the David Morrell fight happen, but Jesse Hart is definitely a game opponent. But I agree with you guys. A lot of ring rust there. I am favoring Khalil Ko to win this fight. I don't think that's a big pick. I think most people should be favoring him to win this fight. But another one, a big return of a guy who I always tell you guys, man, this guy, you know, probably could have beaten Vergil Ortiz if he came in better health. Israel Madrimov will be making his return on this fight. They got him a nice tune-up here against what's this guy's name?
Luis David Salazar, 20 wins, 1 loss, 32 years old. Really coming up from 147 to 154. But Clay, he does have a win, a knockout win back in April of 2025. So he's, you know, he's tuned up.
He's got a little momentum. He's got a little momentum he's coming into the ring with. But Israel Madrimov's return, man. Listen, he's healthy. He took the proper time off. He got ready. What are we expecting from Madrimov, man? Does he make a statement and announce himself back in the 154-pound conversation? Or how does this work out when it's all said and done?
Yeah, I really hope so. Madrimov to me is one of the most athletic 154-pounders out there. Some people felt like maybe he did enough to beat Terrence Crawford, who we know retired as the best fighter of this era. But say what you want to say, he gave, being sick, bro, with like half his lungs, he gave Vergil Ortiz a hard time, right? So maybe what he needed to do, if we're being honest, is he went from that super tough fight with Kurbanov, wins then goes to Terrence Crawford, then goes to Vergil Ortiz. So he might have needed to take the break. Like, woo, let me get some rest in. Let me get this Uzbek power back in me, you know. So this could end up being one of those highlight reels, and we might be watching Israel Madrimov do his back somersaults in the ring this Saturday. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah. Madrimov gets an opportunity to show out. We'll see what he ends up doing.
Yeah, I agree. I think we get the next Triple G Madrimov back in the ring, and I think he shows out with the victory.
I like it. And then we got 2 fighters, you know what I'm saying? Harley Medeiros. If you remember Harley Medeiros, he put on a great performance. Up and coming prospect, coming out of Brooklyn, put on a great performance on that last card. And then one of my favorite up and coming prospects in the game right now, I just think he's just checking all the boxes. He'll be fighting in the super welterweight division. Omari Jones returns into the ring again. I think he's going to put on a show, right? It's just a pleasure to watch him do what he does.
Yeah, no, and we love him. He's the only medalist from the last Olympics in Paris for the United States of America. Bronze medalist, was in a great division with Nishant Dev, and I'm forgetting all the other guys' names right now, but that division is dope. And a lot of them are in that pro trajectory. They honestly, Clay, they're kind of fast tracking him if you know, because he's already 4-0, but then this is a for real 154 fight that he's doing against an undefeated Jerome Baxter. So I'm not saying Jerome Baxter will beat him, obviously. I'm just saying that we might actually see some rounds off this kid.
Well, that's what I'm anticipating. I'm definitely anticipating that. I want to see him get some rounds in. And and I agree with you. They're fast tracking him to a certain degree. Eddie Hearn believes in him, and he's letting him get those big tests, right?
Well, how many rounds is this one going to be? Does this show how many rounds?
Eight rounds. 8 rounds. It's an 8 rounds.
So they're stepping him up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're moving him. They're moving him great, and he's definitely one of the up and coming prospects in my opinion. Super welterweight division too. I mean, this dude's probably going to be a problem at 160. When it's all said and done.
Yeah, 154, and he was 152 in the Olympics. I originally
I mean, he's 154, but I'm saying by the time he gets in front of like top 10 competition.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. But I can see this kid though when everybody from 154 starts moving away to 160. I can't see Omari Jones because he's just so damn young, Clay. He's only 23, man. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Is he going to be able to maintain that 154 by the time?
He will. He will. I think he will. I think he will. I think he will move up till he's about 26, 27. I think he's got a few years under him. I think he'll get an opportunity because these guys, like he's saying, will eventually move to 160, and some of the guys will just be gatekeepers and journeymen that just be in front of him. So yeah, we'll absolutely see Omari Jones with a strap at 154, if not two. And possibly moving to 160 for a mega fight with a future champion, maybe a Boots Ennis, or I'm throwing it out there. You know what I mean? With Boots Ennis at 160 for a title. Something that we would like to see. Maybe even as Xander Zayas, we never know.
That's true. They're about the same age. So yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I was gonna say, Clay, did you miss this? Because if I'm not mistaken, bro, one of my favorite young up and coming fighters from Jersey, Zaquin Moses is on.
Zaquin.
Man. That's baby Floyd Mayweather, bro. I love that kid.
No doubt.
That kid is awesome.
Baby Floyd, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Hey man,
you know what? I knew he was on the card, but you know what it was?
They didn't mention him.
Looking at the box rec, and I don't see him on there. But I know he's on this card. But
he's supposed to fight the 7-2 guy from Argentina named Leandro Damian Medina. 7 wins, 2 losses, 135er that's moving down in weight, I guess. So, but Argentina is always tough, man. So this should be, if he knocks this dude out, that'll be awesome. Because Argentina people are hard to knock out, but they are there for you to knock out.
Himself some stoppages too, right? Zaquin's starting to become a little more aggressive.
Oh man, that's why I call him Baby Floyd, just because he reminds me of when Floyd Mayweather came out of the Olympics. Remember, like the pretty boy, where he would be like right there to try to knock a dude out, and I like that. I like how Zaquin's definitely very talented enough to just go do the Shakur and dance and do the whole bit, but he's there to put people away, man. He's already got, of the 5 fights he's got, he has 1, 2, 3 of them. So he's 5-0 with 3 knockouts.
Right.
So pretty good.
He's building up his knockouts. Percentage. He's getting it up. He's getting aggressive all of a sudden. So definitely interested in seeing that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the link out there. If a couple people want to come up and build on the panel.
Oh, you didn't want to end at the 2-hour mark because we're already there.
I don't need to do it no more. I don't need to do it no more.
All right.
Now I know how to do it myself. I don't need the AI.
Okay. All right.
Matter of fact, it's better and easier for me to do it.
All right. We had some gems today, man. Like I told you. Clip that when I said Dalton Smith was going to destroy.
It's real. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dalton Smith is definitely in the conversation right now for fighting against the winner between Shakur and Teo too. But also the WBC's activated Alberto Puello's mandatory as well. So looks like more than like he's fighting Puello next. But
hey, explain to me how that works again, though, because from what I understand, when you win the championship right off the grip, you don't necessarily have to fight your mandatory next because you get a voluntary. Is that different for the WBC?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I just know that they've activated the mandatory, but at the same exact time, I think that I don't like if he can get a fight with the winner of TEOFIMO, if he can get a unification, that seemed to always be
that's what I would
Trump
think.
Thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if he's that's his way out of the mandatory next.
Well, the other one is the Adam Azim fight. That's why I keep saying that Now you already heard Adam Azim's already trying to run away from Dalton Smith. I don't want to call him like he's running away.
He's not running. Come on,
but
he's in a jet, bro. He's not running.
Andy Rose's been on a fucking run lately, bro. When I've private conversation, he's been very ruthless and impatient with these fighters, bro. He's not as patient as he used to be, bro. He's very impatient, bro. He's like, everything is done. Like, damn, bro.
He's jet about to catch a cruise ship, bro. He out of there.
He's been impatient. Boxing's had him on the edge, bro. Listen, I'm telling you, he's been a very impatient.
Hey,
he's sounding like HLD, man. I don't know what's wrong with
HLD's another impatient motherfucker. Just impatient, bro. Just ain't got no time for the bullshit. He gonna get right to it. No breaks. No breaks.
See TEOFIMO backflip.
Hey, the reason why he has to fight Puello is because Puello, he had just finished fighting his mandatory. So he had Puello had finished fighting his mandatory, and so he defended his title. He ended up fighting and he had a rematch clause on top of that with Matias. So that's why the WBC said it was only rightful for him to be the immediate mandatory, because he was the mandatory. He had an immediate rematch with Matias, but Turkey stepped in and ahead of the curve and brought in Dalton Smith and announced that he would be next versus Matias. So that's what happened right there. So he gave him that courtesy for that. So
that makes sense. Thanks, HLD. Let me just Clay before we go on, and good to see Ryan from the 6 on the chat too. Jump in, guys. Jump in. The StreamYard link is out. But let me clarify with the Adam Azim running away from my guy Dalton Smith. All right, let me just clear. And it's not like I don't like Adam Azim either.
I know. That's why I'm like, damn, you are right.
All right, hold on. But let me just clarify. The reason why I'm saying that is Hitchens is the guy that seems to be Africa seems to be running away from everyone. So it's not going to be too long until the IBF will be vacant at 140, right? And that's what Adam Azim said after he beats Lemos. He said his next goal is to go after the IBF. He didn't necessarily say Hitchens. He just said, I'd like to get the IBF, right? Like so I think that there's something brewing in there where Ben Shalom and Boxer's trying to get the IBF title if Hitchens does leave.
Well, the thing is, if Hitchens loses versus Duarte, he may have the belt available to go after it. So we don't know. That fight's going to happen on the 23rd, right? So February.
Now let me ask you that, HLD. Do you think Duarte's got a chance against Hitchens?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yo, did we forget what the whooping Lemos gave Hitchinson? You don't think that Duarte is a better fighter than Lemos?
Oh no, Duarte's amazing.
No.
I want to ask you.
No, I
want to ask you that.
No, I don't. I don't.
Yeah. Nobody asked for Medicare.
You don't think Oscar Duarte is a better fighter than Gustavo Lemos?
Duarte is trash.
Okay.
He's not very good.
He's better than Lemos. He's better than Lemos.
I just looked up, Ray, the Zayas Baru unification. That's going to be on the zone, brother, on the 31st.
Oh!
Thank you.
That is a big news.
Thank you, Sheldon.
That is a top-ranked fight.
Hold on.
It's going to be on the zone.
I'm gonna go to my zone app right now. Hold on.
They're both on the zone. Crazy. I know. I believe you.
No, I'm talking to Reyes.
I'm looking it up. I don't believe that.
Yeah, because that would be crazy.
They're robbing themselves basically.
Not only they're robbing themselves, but it's Top Rank announcing a network deal.
No.
Well, I think they were going to move there anyway. Eventually,
I know, but is this an announcement? If Top Rank streams a big fight like that on the zone, they don't even have another. Who's a Boss Baharu? Isn't he like a free agent? He's not a. He's a
pro box fighter, isn't he? Like a pro box guy?
A pro box or something like that. That's what I'm trying to say. So for him, this fight is going to be a top rank fight. So if this fight streams on the zone, bro, is that an announcement of some sort?
That would have been everywhere. I think that would have been everywhere.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm siding with HLD on this one. I just don't believe it.
Yeah, I think that what happens is this is a problem with AI. AI will gather like the majority of opinions and shit on the internet and they'll spit out whatever it feels just to give you an answer. But Is it solidified? No, it's not a solidified answer. I don't trust that AI shit.
But
you gotta
you
confirm everything.
also got to admit that AI is listening to your phone every single second, your computer every 5 seconds, and it's gathering information also that way and putting it out there. But it is not there. I do not see it on their website site.
Yeah.
But they do have a couple of type rank fighters fighting on their card, so on their channel. So I mean, to say the least.
It'll be on Guapa TV, Canal 4 in Puerto Rico.
Wepa, not Guapa. Get out of here, bro.
No, Guapa TV, bro. Guapa TV.
I'm definitely calling Low Nose, and I'm gonna tell him you said Guapa.
AI says
Guapa. That's the network channel in Puerto Rico. Guapa TV.
I know. WAAPA. I got you. I know.
But
AI says that it's streaming on ESPN.
Yeah, exactly. See, it'll say anything. It does. I don't trust that. I don't trust it.
Says ESPN Plus. This will be the main platform for streaming the fight.
Well, we know that's not it. Well, we know that's not happening.
Exactly. Well, I'm just showing you how wrong they can be.
Yeah, we know that's not happening.
Let me see why. No, that shit's on Fubo, bro. Wait. Watch live TV with Fubo. Oh no, is it what? Hold on. Because right under here on the top ring side, it says watch live TV with Fubo. I think it's an
shit might be on Tubi, man. It might be on Tubi. Shit.
I just checked my DAZN too. It doesn't say boo Shelton, bad information. It's not on.
Hey, that's what the fucking Google. Don't boo me. Google said it. Don't boo me. Boo Google, motherfucker. Boo Google.
You did announce it.
It is what it is.
Don't boo me. Boo Google, goddammit.
I'm like, damn, if they did that, man, that's like a top. I thought that would be a huge announcement.
That would be cool. But they got another fight. I don't know how they could do that because they got another fight on the 31st. They got the SHAKUR TEOFIMO fight, right?
Yeah. That's what
and earlier in the day they got the Josh Kelly Muratalla.
Yeah, so it's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, that would be a crazy weekend of fights, bro. Straight crazy.
Well, again, they haven't announced it yet, but that whole weekend, June 30th, is another Zuffa boxing card. And then the 31st is the whole TO. And
hey, I like the Zuffa thing, man. I like the fact that Josh signed over there, too. That gives him a name over there.
What do you guys think about hold on a second, what is this here? Is there somebody in the back? No, nobody's in the back. Okay. What do you guys think about this this whole entire Jamel Charlo calling out Virgil and Jerron and kind of like putting the feelers out there? Like what do you guys make of it?
If he wants to really do it, I hope it is real. If not, stop selling move tickets. I would like to see the fight for either one of those guys. I think there's a good fight.
Dude been out of the ring how long?
2 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Nothing. I think nothing.
3 years.
3 years.
Nothing.
It's okay. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Well,
he didn't take a beating versus Canelo. He didn't, and he didn't lose at 154. He's really considered still the lineal champion. If you really want to consider,
he'll take the beating against both of those guys.
Let him take it. I want to see it because he sure as heck didn't take it versus Canelo running around.
I was actually thinking about that. I don't know, bro. I mean, him being out of the ring, I could say the cobwebs maybe slowing him down, but I mean, you put some oil on them joints, bro. He might be able to pull out a victory against both of them.
He's in the same position. He's like Thurman, who hasn't taken a beating. He's just been out of the game.
No,
they're the same age. They're the same age.
I don't care, bro. Thurman is no Charlo.
I think Thurman was a better champion than Charlo.
Okay.
Ooh. I mean, okay. That's my.
Then Jamel, listen, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? Hold on. Resume-wise, you could argue it. It's a very arguable
resume. Yes, resume. Because you got to remember, 154 wasn't a power division though. When Thurman was fighting the welterweight, it was a power division. So he beat a lot of those guys.
I'll say this.
But
I'll say this.
Go ahead.
After that punk ass shit he did against Canelo Alvarez, I don't care if I ever see him again.
Wow. Hey, you're not wrong being strong-minded with that.
Come on, man. He did. He had the same. He did as
He's
good.
A punk.
He did as good as Berlanga, man. They lasted 12 rounds, man.
He's soft. He's a fucking girl. At least Berlanga stood up to the dude. He didn't even stand up to the dude. He ran from him.
Damn, bro.
He's a bitch.
Damn.
Lord child.
Damn.
Yo,
Lord,
Lord, child.
good Lord. Show's mad. Show's mad.
When them OGs in LA tell you something, man, you better believe
I
it.
ain't mad.
No,
I ain't mad. I mean, I'm not a bitch. I never ran from nobody. That's
Listen,
him. He got to live with that. He got to
Got
look
the
in the
real
mirror and know he
Debo
ran from another man.
Real Debo on the mic right now.
I think
I'm still waiting for the
Jamel's-
Thurman announcement versus Fondora. I'm like, what are we waiting on, man?
It ain't gonna happen.
probably the money for the
It ain't
undercard.
gonna happen. Them dudes don't even have no dates at your D.
I'm waiting.
PBC
I'm waiting
don't even
for
have any
Thurman.
dates, bro.
I'm waiting for Thurman to be new.
You think Thurman takes that?
If they don't age them out and shit, because it looks like that's what they're trying to do and crap. Like,
Did you hear what I said, Quay? These motherfuckers don't even have any dates, bro. They don't even have any dates.
There's a hold for March 21st in Vegas at the MGM Grand by PBC. So I'm expecting an announcement soon, but is it going to be that fight?
I think it's going to get announced. I think it's going to happen on March 21st.
I hope it's that fight, bro. I hope it. I mean,
so
you know,
we'll see.
They need
It's
to
probably gonna be Manny Pacquiao and damn what's that boy name? The boy that won the title at 47 when he beat up Garcia. What's that boy name?
Oh no, the Rolling fight is off. No, they can't because
Matchroom.
Eddie's
No,
really like putting the block on that one. He's like,
Pacquiao's fighting in February. To my understanding, he's even got that Carmel Moten kid on his undercard for that fight.
No, that's Pacquiao. No, that's Pacquiao Jr., bro. That's not real.
That's Pacquiao Jr., bro. That's Pacquiao Jr.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Pacquiao's probably not fighting shit.
I thought he was fighting. He was promoting his own fight. That's what I. That's what I thought.
No. He was promoting a show at Foxwoods, and that has Carmel Moten. And also has his son, his legitimate son. But the better fighter is his illegitimate son. That kid can fight. So.
Oh, Reyes. I saw that guy fight. Reyes. I saw that guy fight. It's not good.
It's so crazy.
The legitimate son, he's not good. But the illegitimate Sheldon, you got to go find the illegitimate kid. The kid
he can fight.
Why are you putting all his business out there like that?
No, it's not. Hey, man, it's all over. Listen to me. All right,
I got you.
It's all over Philippine news. This isn't like private news. Everybody in the Philippines already knows about this.
I'm just messing with you.
Manny Pacquiao is the devout Christian, bro. He has no illegitimate kids, bro.
John Snow of boxing, bro. He's the John Snow.
The dude that I watched, Reyes, he's worse than the dude that I watch is worse than he's worse than Campbell Hatton. He's worse than him.
Right, and Campbell already retired, so yeah.
I heard Campbell was talking about coming back. Actually,
and did I hear this correctly? That you guys said that the Muratalla officially say that win, lose or draw, he's moving up to 140 versus after Andy.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah,
that's what Robert Garcia reported. Yes.
Oh yeah, you see that it makes sense. The guys look, bro. He's been drained for like a year and a half, 2 years now, bro. Looking more sluggish, not having no pop on his punch. He's a big dude for 135. Finally, unless he gets cooked by Andy Cruz now because of all this weight training he's been doing. So let's hope he's got one more in him. And our last show that I don't believe
in the Cruz guy. I do not believe in this Cruz guy.
On our last show that we were on, we were talking about the whole Virgil Ortiz and Boots, and I threw at the end. Yo, there's one guy at the end that's playing behind the scenes and laughing his ass off, and that's Turkey. You guys did hear what Robert Garcia did say, right?
Yeah, that he thinks that Turkey's probably a shot at Oscar.
And that he's trying to get, and that he's probably the guy. Not that's why he's not putting up the money. This is all about money. It just comes down to they're not getting the type of money that Turkey is getting. You know what I mean? Now Turkey's like, you know what? If you could get out of that contract, maybe we could sign you two along with Jayo Pataya. You know what I mean? So who knows if there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
Look at what they say Virgil's asking for though. Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis ain't worth $7 million together, let alone separate.
So let me ask you a question.
Unless Turkey's offering it, and that's where they're getting that number from.
Right.
Forget.
Number one, but do you think Shakur and Teo's worth $9 million each?
Where do you guys get 9 million? Because I don't know.
Okay.
Hell no. And I don't believe they're getting that.
Okay.
And I don't believe they're getting that.
You sure?
They're getting more. They're getting more.
Okay. I don't know where you got that number from, but
that's the contract. That's the contract.
9 million each is what they're getting. But okay.
Well, I know what Teal's is. And I don't know what Shakur's is.
This though, I will say this to your point. I believe Shakur and Teo are worth more than Virgil and Boots.
Okay. I mean, what's the fight that's being highly demanded right now by the fan base?
Well, because it's not announced, so that's why he's going to be the next one. The next one up.
Doesn't matter.
I understand that, but Virgil, you can't ask for that kind of money. You can't ask for that kind of money, Ray, when you ain't never been champion of shit.
That's not true. But let's put it this way, right? Let's do this. Let's do this. If they both fought on the same night, both parties, right? What fight you think would generate more fan base to watch?
I'll probably Virgil and Boots.
Okay, what's my case?
I don't know because I know I'm going to one fight and not to another.
That's because you live in New York.
Ask me where the fuck you going, man?
Ringside.
Anybody ask that shit? Keep it to yourself.
Ringside. So yeah, I don't know who's gonna be watching what more.
Hey, so
we'll be in New York, right?
Yeah.
We'll be in New York, right? Next week.
Go ahead, Rand.
Yeah, no, let me just address this real quick so that I can finish with the Pacquiao thing. So if you guys want to look up Pacquiao's illegitimate son, he originally was going by his mother's name, which is Bacosa. His name is if you look him up on BoxRec, his name is Iman Bacosa. He's 7-0 with 4 knockouts.
Imam or Iman?
Iman, E-M-A-N. Iman Bacosa. But just recently, like I think as recent as last year, is when Pacquiao finally recognized him. Oh yeah, that is my son. Probably because he's 7-0 with 4 knockouts. I don't know.
Yeah, he looked just like him.
Hey, did he really say? Did Pacquiao really?
Yeah.
He got his last name.
Came out. So now he's carrying his dad's name. Now the storyline in the Philippines is basically this is Filipino Creed, bro.
Hey, is he older? Is he older than Junior?
I don't know, but I know he would whoop on Junior pretty badly.
How do you spell it? Iman Bacosa?
Yeah, I got it.
Like Iman Khalif?
Yeah, like
Bacosa,
just put E like an email and then put man, M-A-N, and then you'll have it.
Iman.
B-A-C-O-S-A. Yeah, he look just like Manny, bro. ain't no Murray Poppage or Jerry Springer test needed for this one, bro.
Hey man, look, listen to me right now. Super boxing might get Iman Bacosa, bro.
Yeah. Yo, this is crazy.
So is his mom better looking than Pacquiao's wife?
Oh,
wow.
Hey, man, with that type of money, you know you're going to step out the side if she's only finer than what you got.
You want me
wow, HLD.
Hey, I'm looking that up.
I mean, if you want to see if it's wife, I don't like exposing nobody like that.
I'm not hating, bro. She's fine. She's fine, bro. I just want to know the reason why.
Hold on. Let me. If you want to go online and Google his mom, you can Google his mom. If
I'm about to do that now. You do
that
now.
Oh my God! Of course, Ray's gonna sit there and go find her.
It came up.
Ray's gonna go find her now.
It came up when I.
Oh shit! He does look like his daddy, huh?
Yo, it's so funny.
Jinky's cute though. Don't be hating on Jinky, man.
Yeah,
I'm not hating. I just want to know that if the side piece was even nicer looking. Nah, bro. His mom is not that.
Yo, don't say it. Don't say it, bro. Don't say it.
Jinky Pacquiao.
He said, "Oh, that's some low hanging fruit right there."
Oh man, what happened, man?
Hey, Clay. Remember it was a story out, Clay. Remember, Clay, it was a story out that she was gonna leave Manny. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
So he's 22.
She was gonna leave Manny.
How old is you?
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, what do you guys
think about Ryan Garcia and Henry Garcia coming back together now.
What about it?
Henry
What they do?
Garcia training his son.
They made it.
But
They made
Henry
it to the
Jackson
top
being
like
the
that.
head trainer.
That's good.
of
I
his son,
think.
Ryan.
I think it's worked for them. It's just the bottom line. It's worked for them. It hasn't really worked for them. Well, until they were with Eddie Reynoso, right? He looked like he was in better condition. But this kid is very fragile on the upstairs, and so he needs what he needs.
He
And
needs
if that's
daddy.
what he needs.
He
If he
needs
needs
daddy.
his daddy, he needs that daddy love and all that. That's what works for him, right? I mean, what can we say? You know,
It ain't gonna help him in his fight though. He's still gonna get his ass whooped. It ain't gonna-
but it'll get him to the fight. You know what I mean? And that's
What
where
was the
it's at.
last fight that Ryan Garcia's father trained him in for? Does anybody know?
Prior to Devin, what was that?
I don't know.
I thought his dad trained. Who trained him for the Rolly fight?
No.
Was it
It wasn't
Guzman?
Oscar Duarte. Yeah, Guzman was no. Guzman was.
I thought it was his dad then.
Guzman was before that. Oscar Duarte was Derek James. Before Duarte
Was it Luke Campbell?
Was
it
No,
Luke
Campbell was no. He jumped on Eddie Reynoso with that fight.
Yeah, Tank was Guzman, and before so it was before him. It would be that I was gonna say Ike Corte. I keep mixing them up. Not Ike Corte. What's the African dude he fought?
Oh, in Dango?
Nah, not in Dango. The other one, the shorter one.
Emmanuel Tago.
Thank you, Tago.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Man, he's the other shorter African, bro.
No,
Henry Garcia trained him for that? Was his trainer for that?
It don't matter.
I believe so. Because that's the fight
I mean,
that
the Luke Campbell was Eddie Reynoso. So after
It
that
don't
fight,
matter.
remember he got kicked out of the camp. Over there.
oh no, yeah, because he took a year and a half
Well, he gonna
out
get
of,
his ass whooped.
out of boxing after that. You're right. He
Yeah.
came back with his dad then. He came back with his dad.
Or was it for
Well, he gonna get his ass whooped by Barrios, and then we'll be done with him. So that's cool. It
Fortuna
don't really
too.
matter who trains him.
Yeah, but Fortuna was after Tago. I mean, before
Yeah.
Tago.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
after Tago. Yeah, but he went the full 12 rounds with Tago.
Barrios is not good, man. He's getting his ass whooped.
Barrios fight.
Barrios gonna whoop his ass.
No, he ain't.
He may not be good, but he gonna whoop his ass.
No, he getting knocked out. I think.
HLD. I don't know why HLD hating on himself.
Hey, Mario Barrios is not that good, man. Simple as that.
He's better than Ryan. Ryan's trash.
Ryan's got a special attribute that nothing that Barrios has. He has nothing. He has nothing, and that one special attribute is what's going to win him the fight. He's gonna knock him out. Simple as that. He's gonna knock him
It's
out.
very possible that Ryan can knock him out for sure, but I do wonder.
When
about
was the last time you were right, HLD? It's been a while. Huh?
I said you were ugly before you came on the show, and look at him. Right there.
Now the insult is there. He said he was ugly.
Hey, Jels, if you ain't
HLD
parlayed that,
and I got evidence, man. Look at this, presented to you in live and living color.
HLD been wrong for a minute, man. He's been wrong the last 3-4 fights.
Yo,
3-4 fights.
You know what they you know what Lowe said, right?
Your picture is off, HLD.
Never. I'm never wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's about that time for me, man. It's been a while. We've been going on for about 2.5. I'm gonna go eat, do what I do.
Yeah, do your thing, man. It's Martin Luther King Day, man. You gotta celebrate, bro.
That part, yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna
I'm
go
about
ahead
to
and
go
do that.
I'm about to go sit in the front of the bus right now.
See? This motherfucker.
Leave
bro.
it.
Right now, bro. Oh my god. Anyway, that being said, salute to everybody in the building, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't hit the subscribe button. Until the next one. Oh, we'll be on tomorrow too as well. We'll be on tomorrow. Today was a special Martin Luther King Day edition to it, but we will keep our normal schedule Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock. Until the next one, guys, I appreciate you. It's your boy Rain. You already know the suspects. It's a Combat Media Show. And at this point, until the next one, we out.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah. Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say, I got him picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life, I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitted for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand. Ay, we on overtime, you don't need to understand. Ay,